102 KJFM Louisiana Bowling Green, 1021 on your dial. KJFM Radio, Eagle 102. Area high school football is on the air. Every week, Eagle 102 brings you the best of area high school sports. On air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. Now to the field for high school football on your area sports leader, KJFM Radio.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Brian and Heather White with White Insurance Agency, DG Firearms, and Hayden's Motorsports Center.
Welcome one and all. Rodney Dolbear alongside Kelly Henderson, Corey Radford, Maddie Ingram inside the booth, as well as our broadcast engineer. It's Van Far and Louisiana here this evening. It's homecoming in Louisiana. Homecoming festivities have been underway all week long. We had the parade yesterday afternoon. Of course, this evening, the game itself, and at the halftime, we'll have the homecoming court coronation as well as the 2023 Hall of Fame induction. It's 3 and 4 Van Far coming in to face the 2 and 6 Louisiana Bulldogs. Louisiana looking to get back on track after a rough couple of weeks.
Yes, they have. They've struggled for, well, really 3 weeks now, where it's at. So hopefully they got their feet back under them and can make the necessary adjustments and get this ball game won tonight.
It's a beautiful night for football. The sun has set behind the trees, looking into to the west, and it's just couldn't be better temperature. The rain was here most of the day. It cleared up, and it's a beautiful high sky, a great night for football.
Yeah, and the field out there doesn't look like it's too sloppy at all. I mean, even though it rained all day, it was so dry that the majority of it, I'm sure, is soaked up. And as I watch the guys warm up out here, I'm not seeing them kick up a bunch of turf, or I'm not seeing a lot of slipping or anything. So I don't think that the rain today is going to be a factor for tonight's game.
Field looks great. Looks like it's in good shape. It's freshly striped. We have some additions. Got some paw prints, some Bulldog paw prints on the field near between the 40s, and field looks great and should be a good night for football.
Yeah, well, and you mentioned, I think they dressed it up a little bit. You had your homecoming, you got your Hall of Fame induction, you had senior night for your football players. So they decided they were going to get all the special activities they need to do for the season all in one night, I believe.
Absolutely. Of course, next weekend, I believe, is the alumni all-school reunion, so they didn't cram everything into one weekend, but they certainly have a lot of activities, and hopefully Louisiana will come out and play well this evening.
Yeah, I believe if they had done the alumni thing this week, I don't think they'd been able to play the football game. There'd been too much stuff going on. So.
Absolutely, probably so, and we're already set up for quite a lengthy halftime for sure, but that's fine. It's it's Friday Night Lights in the United States, and it's a uniquely American activity, and looking forward to it.
Yep, and looking for a game. I mean, this Van Far has some local ties. Steve Caswinder, Tony Caswinder's son, which is earned a Missouri Hall of Fame coach here at Louisiana. His son is coach up at Van Far for this football team. So got some local ties, and of course Tony will be in attendance. He'll also join us during halftime.
Absolutely. Van Far comes off of their 3 wins are against Russellville, who Louisiana has not seen, and then they beat Crystal City last week, and then they've also beat North Callaway. 2 of those teams, Louisiana has picked up a win. So on paper, you look like a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, I would want to think that they match up well. 4 weeks ago, I would have leaned toward Louisiana in this game, fairly heavily. Now with Louisiana kind of a bit of disarray, it looks like to us the last few weeks. I just think it's a good toss-up game, and so we'll see what happens at the end of this thing.
We're going to take a break here and be back with more on the pregame show after this on Eagle Sports.
With Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Lynn's Heritage House, Bill Allen Auction Services, and Knight Equipment Company.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Our agency is currently looking to hire multiple positions: RNs, LPNs, CNAs, physical therapist assistants, and breastfeeding peer counselor, all from full-time to part-time to contracted. Please visit our website at www.pikecountyhealth.org for more information and to apply online.
And major in music education.
Both teams on the field warming up. Louisiana and Van Far here at Cunningham Field. As we mentioned earlier, a great night for football. And Louisiana has been scuffling the last couple of weeks. I thought last week, by and large, the offensive play calling certainly in the first half had a little bit better flow, but got a little stagnant in the second half. So the challenge tonight will be to realize what the defense is giving you and adjust accordingly.
Yeah, I agree. As you said, the last two games, it seemed like that they were able to get out and put some early scores on the board, and then they just seemed like the other team's defense was able to adjust and was basically able to shut them down. Although we did get a score later in the game last week, and I'll talk about more about this in the keys of the game. I didn't feel like that our defense ever adjusted well last week. I felt like our offense done a better job of it, but our defense did not adjust well last week to be able to shut that. I mean, Montgomery County was basically running a lot of junior high plays, and we couldn't get it stopped.
Well, they split the field with 5 receivers. Very rarely were 5 receivers in the actual formation, but their best athlete on the field was their quarterback, and they would just snap the ball to him. He would wait to see where the gap was at, and he would take it upfield.
Yep. He'd make the middle linebacker commit one way or the other, a couple little shuffle steps, and then he was shooting veer off of whichever way against where the middle linebacker was act like he was trying to commit to, and they couldn't stop it by no means, Rodney. So I want to talk a little bit about the district Louisiana's in. 4 weeks ago, I think Louisiana got as high as number 4 in their district of 9 is where it's at. So, they got to be in the top 5, I believe, to get a home game. Right now, they're number 6. They're trailing Chaffee by 0.5 of a point. Now, Van Far is number 4 right now, and they are roughly 7 points in the district above Louisiana. So this win would be huge for Louisiana in a shot to try to host a home district game opener.
Absolutely. A big football game for both programs. Louisiana tries to get back in the running to host the game, and Van Far with a win would probably go a long way towards hosting one of their own. And it'll be a good challenge. It'll be a good challenge for Louisiana, and you think it's certainly going to be competitive if they come out and put a good, solid 4-quarter performance on the field.
That's correct. And again, we'll just have to see. A little birdie told me that Louisiana's getting back out of 3-4. I believe for the last 3 weeks we've seen a different defense, and they've circled back around. Now they're going to open up in a 4-4 tonight, which is what they started off running at the first of the year, and I thought they had the best success of any of the defensive fronts that they show.
Well, we're going to be back with more Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show after this on Eagle Sports.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Custom Works Salon and Tanning, the Mercantile Bank, and Pepsi.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance Agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
This is Tara Grody, and People's Savings Bank is excited to announce the Bobcat debit card. People's Savings Bank believes in giving back to the communities we serve, and that begins with the school district. Every time you use your Bobcat debit card as a credit, People's Savings Bank will give the school district 5 cents. That may not sound like a lot of money, but since starting this program 6 years ago, PSB has been able to give back over $120,000. Open an account online at ourpsb.com or stop by our branch. We are the one with a bright blue roof. Start earning the Bowling Green School District money today just by using your debit card. Member FDIC.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. The Eagle 102 keys to the game.
Welcome back to Cunningham Field. As you heard, this is the Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate keys to the game as we look at this football contest and see what Louisiana needs to do to come out on top.
So, in my keys of the game tonight, I think my first key is what I think every high school football game across America has to have. It's who has the best line play, offensive line play, and defensive line play. I don't know that Louisiana's offensive and defensive line has played quite as well as they did the first 3 or 4 games of the season. I think to have a shot to win this game, they are going to have to return to that strong play and be able to dominate both sides of the line. My second key touches back on last week, and I said that both sides of the ball needed to be better with their adjustments in game, and I felt like the offense probably done a better job at that last week. So this week I'm just going to go down to the defense and their adjustments. I believe that they need to do a better job still of adjusting during the game whenever the other team is making their offensive adjustments. And this is a complete repeat of last week. The boys have got to play a clean game. They just have too many miscues, and I get their boys in the high school, and they're not going to be – it's not going to be perfect, but they have got to cut down on their mistakes. They've got to cut down on their offsides. They've got to cut down on their bad decisions on where to throw the ball and when to tuck it and run, and just a lot of different things. So they still have to get a cleaner game to have a shot to win tonight, Rodney.
Those are the Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate keys to the game, and you hit it. And one thing about you talk about the adjustments. Last week was a little bit of a different offense. They hadn't seen anything like that. Very few times did Montgomery County come out in anything other than 5 wides and just take a look. They would bring a man in motion and run the odd rushing play, but usually it was their quarterback. So, and I don't know that much about Van Far. However, I can imagine we're not going to see something like that tonight. So maybe it will be a little bit more conventional, and perhaps the adjustments will be a little bit more evident and easier to make, and you hope that Louisiana has a little bit more success against that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's a good point. And a lot of these seniors and juniors have been running this 4-4 defense since they've been in junior high. And I think that they're more comfortable in it, and they're able to make a few of their own minor adjustments whenever it has to happen. So I just feel more confident seeing them line up in that 4-4 front.
Well, and it boils down to, I mean, you can have adjustments and you can have formations and plays, but it comes down to winning some individual battles, and that's what Louisiana needs to get back to tonight, is winning some battles, on the defensive line, getting off the blocks, and getting into the backfield and disrupting the offensive flow of the opponent.
Yeah, that's correct, and watched a little bit of Van Var. What they do on offense, it's mainly a power and an option game is what you're going to see. So you're exactly right. They have to win those battles at the point of attack, and if they lose them too often, then they're not going to win the game.
Absolutely. This has been the Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate Keys to the Game. We're going to take a short break, be back with the Community State Bank starting lineups after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by PJ's Salon, Noah Builders, and Reed Insurance Agency.
I'm Tylee Mills, the CEO of Pike County Memorial Hospital. You've heard it from your friends, family, and even neighbors. They choose Pike County Memorial Hospital. Quality care from quality people. Pike County Memorial Hospital.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. The Eagle 102 starting lineups on KJFM are brought to you by Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy.
Welcome back to Cunningham Field, and a pretty neat feature. The Hannibal Regional Medical Group or Hospital helicopter, black and red, has landed at the 50-yard line to deliver the game ball, and I don't think I've ever seen that at a high school ball game that I was involved in any way, shape, or form, but that's a pretty neat feature.
Yeah, Rodney, let's see, I guess it'd be about 4 years ago. I believe they did it at a homecoming game. So I've only seen it one other time here.
Well, certainly that was neat, and they are resting just at the 50-yard line. If I were calling the game, I would call it at the 48 of Louisiana. The game ball has been delivered, so we're getting very close to this game kicking off. We've got about 9 minutes left on the clock before this one gets underway, and this will bring us to the Community State Bank starting lineups. First, for the visiting Vanfar Indians. On the offensive line, you've got number 58, Jackson Fisher. Number 52, Dalton Hayes. Number 56, Easton Sharp. Number 24, Ty Evans is listed as running back. Pacey Redding, he'll wear number 20. He's listed as a tight end. The quarterback listed, Nico Conaway. He'll wear number 11. Number 3, Gavin Gaston at one running back. Another running back listed is number 21, Gage Gibson. And Blake Fisher, he'll wear number 23. He's listed as a wide receiver as well. Also listed as starters, number 30, Carson Huff, and number 82, Evan Utterback. For Louisiana, starters are very similar as the helicopter spools up and gets ready to lift off. You can probably hear it in the background. Across the offensive line, no different than last week. Alec Polston wears number 51. 56, Brandon Hughes. Wyatt Martin, he'll wear number 50. He's your center. Ben Nictula, he'll wear number 55. And Elon King, he'll wear number 72. Alex Zirwa, he'll man one side of the formation at wide receiver. He wears number 14. Cooper Lumley in the lineup tonight as the tight end. And Jamal Blackwell. Yes, Blackwell.
Yeah.
He wears number 5. I couldn't read my own writing, and I knew better. Of course, your quarterback tonight wears number 13, Ethan Harrison. And Brady Shepard, he'll wear number 9 at a running back. DeMarco Green operates out of the running back and also the slot position as well. He'll wear number 7. Those are your Community State Bank starting lineups here this evening, as we're about 7 minutes before this game kicks off.
With Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Gypsy Soul Salon and Boutique, Lacrosse Lumber, and Meyer Implement Company.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades, and that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service, but did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
The Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing Merc BK Mobile with the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account. You'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
On every journey, you should enjoy peace of mind. I'm Corey Buchanan at Pike County Mutual Insurance Company. We take pride in keeping you protected. That's why we offer discounts for good students, safe driving, and more. Trust us to look out for the road ahead. For a free insurance quote on your home, auto, farm, or ATV needs, give myself or
Shelley Glucky
a call today. Pike County Mutual Insurance Company on the square in Bowling Green.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
We are back at Cunningham Field. Again, I'm Rodney Dolbear alongside Kelly Henderson, Corey Radford along as well with Maddie Ingram inside the booth tonight, providing broadcast engineering. We are just about set for the national anthem, so we will all enjoy that together. The Louisiana High School Marching Band performs the national anthem. We've got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock before this game will kick off. Shortly, I'm sure we will see the captains meet at midfield to determine who gets the ball to begin this tilt. Louisiana set to run through the banner on the south end of the field. And we'll get ready to get this thing underway. Van Far tonight tries to get back to 500. They're 3-4. Obviously, as we mentioned, an important game for both squads tonight with respect to the overall season in the district standings. Louisiana tries to get back to 3-6 and improve their standings with the district points race.
Yeah, it looks like to me that Van Far is kind of improving as the season goes on a little bit, and Louisiana may kind of be going the other way with it. But, at some point you can put a stake in the ground and say, okay, that's enough. We're going back the other way again. So that's what we hope to see from Louisiana tonight. Ronnie, it's going to be a pretty interesting night with the Hall of Fame inductions. Of course, you and the golf team's going in tonight, but Les Beeman, he's going to go in tonight, and he's here, and he was the first head coach to take a football team from Louisiana to the state championship, even though they didn't win down there in Monette, and he was the first coach to do that, and that's there's a lot of legacy there that comes with that.
I talked to Coach Veman and Coach Tony Geschwinder last night. Actually, I should say I listened to Coach Veman and Coach Geschwinder, and it was so much fun to hear those guys talk about football games from 30, 40 years ago, and both of them remembering given situations and given plays and different outcomes. And it was a lot of fun in the 15 or 20 minutes that I was able to talk to those guys, and I think they've got much better memories than I do. That's for sure. A couple of the stories that were told by Coach Geschwinder I was involved in, I'm like, yeah, whatever you say, Coach, that sounds good to me.
Well, and I think it shows the investment that both of them gentlemen had in coaching football, that they still remember it. I mean, they was so deeply invested in doing it. You
could see and hear the passion in their discussions, not just about games while they were both at Louisiana, but Coach Veman, one of his first comments was when he was over, I believe, at Richmond. There was another team that recruited. He mentioned it. He said, they took our two best wrestlers. They had never had a wrestling team, and they took our two best wrestlers. They started a baseball team, and the passion was there. You could tell. However many years later, the passion was still there.
That's right.
Let me ask you, Rodney. Did we end the debate? Who was the better team, the 86 team or the 77 team, or would that debate have went on all night?
That debate will go forever.
Well, that one didn't ever come up, and I would actually interject another team in that debate if given the choice as well. But for a very rainy Saturday afternoon here at Cunningham Field, I believe before it was Cunningham Field actually, and against the St. Genevieve Valley Warriors. But nonetheless, the captains have met at midfield. I have not paid attention and don't know who gets the ball, but Louisiana's happy. Van Far's excited. We're going to get this thing underway here very shortly. The clock reads 12 minutes. That's what we'll have in the first quarter once we get things rolling, and that's the great thing about football, and I guess any game. You get to talk about it, discuss it, and then you go out between the boundaries and play the game.
Yep, and then discuss it for quite a bit after that game happens too. So.
Absolutely, we're still discussing games from 30 plus years ago, and here we are. This one will be talked about by the kids that are on the field now for 30 years more. And Louisiana comes out. They'll tee it up and kick it off to Van Far. They'll tee it up on the 40-yard line. Ethan Harrison will handle kickoff duties for Louisiana. Louisiana has not kicked the ball very deep. Van Far has obviously watched the film as well. Their two return men, Gage Gibson and Nico Conaway, will stand about their own 30-yard line. Harrison huddles the troop 4 yards from the ball. We'll see what they do. Louisiana's done a lot of onside kicking type kicks this year. He sends his team scattered out along the 35-yard line, and we're set to go. Harrison moves into it. It's an onside kick, covered nicely at the 50-yard line by the up man for Van Far. Pacey Redding right there, sure-handed, and Van Far will put things in play from right at midfield is where they'll mark it down. 1st and 10 for the Indians.
Yeah, they had all their hands people out there on the return that time, so they just didn't expect them to kick deep at all.
I think it'd be a good time to put one in with a little leg behind it and see what happens, because they didn't have anybody further than 20, 25 yards from the kickoff point.
Yep.
Well, immediately, Van Far comes out, 3 receivers top of the field, 2 to the near side. In motion is Gibson. Up the middle, handoff right up the gut, hit at the line of scrimmage, falling forward for about 4 yard lines. 4 yards. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line, gain of 4.
That offensive play looked vaguely familiar from last week. They come out and spread them out. Only had the quarterback in the backfield, and he read the middle backer and veered right off the tackle. We saw that, I don't know, 50 times last week where Montgomery County ran it against them.
Pick up a 4.5. Power I formation this time. Handoff to the tailback. Gibson running to his left at the 45-40. First down yardage. Ball was out, but recovered by Van Farr. And they'll have first down yardage inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Yeah.
Gage Gibson with the carry.
Yeah, they had power lead, ran off tackle there. It just the Louisiana linebackers have got to get over there quicker because they try to play a number game with that, and Van Farr definitely won the number game that time.
Single receiver to the near side is Gavin Gasting. 2 backs in the backfield. Under center is the quarterback. Hands off now, actually rolls out to the right. Under pressure, hitting the backfield. It's going to be dropped for a loss. Nice job by the Louisiana defensive front. And Nico Conaway will lose about 3. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Defensive line, won that time. They had some early penetration, broke up the timing of the pass play, made the quarterback have to step back, and the rest of the defensive line was able to get in and make the sack. So defensive line of Louisiana did a great job that time.
Conaway faked the handoff and rolled out, and by the time he turned to look downfield, he was met by a host of Bulldogs in the backfield. 2nd and 13. Conaway under center, hands off to the up man this time. Once again, nothing there. They'll give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 13 now. They're backing it up. I think the initial spot, but yeah.
Forward progress, yeah.
Forward progress to the 41-yard line, 3rd and 13. So an early opportunity for Louisiana to get off the field. Just 2 minutes underway here, first quarter, in a scoreless game from Cunningham Field. 23 on the play clock. Power I formation. Conaway under center. Pitch to the running back at the 50. He cuts upfield. He's going to be hit and dropped for a short gain. It'll be 4th and 12. Once again, a lot of Bulldogs in the backfield. Leading the charge right there was Brandon Hughes. He was the first man to get there.
What a great job Brandon Hughes did there. He went and held that edge and turned everything back inside where he had help, and it was one of the best jobs I've seen the Bulldog defense do of setting an edge this year and making it hold.
Nikos Conaway, the quarterback, also lines up in the punt formation 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He takes a good snap, moves into it, kicks it to the right, and this one will bounce it at the 20-yard line. It's going to be inside the 5, down at the 2-yard line. And what a great kick by Conaway. And Van Farr did a nice job of covering that.
They're not calling that a touchback? He went on into the end zone with that. His momentum carried him on into the end zone with that.
They're marking it not at the 2. They're marking it at the 1-yard line, 1st and 10 from the 1. So the longest field possible is what Louisiana will face, although they got off the field. 1 first down for Van Farr in their opening series, and Louisiana was able to hold and get the ball.
Anybody want to bet this is going to Brady Shepard right up the middle?
I would want to think so.
There goes the football.
Football's on the ground. The official's chasing it. It's not cooperating.
I'm not real sure why Van Farr didn't stay in that spread that they opened the first play of the game with and continue to run it, but they didn't. So
I would be shocked if we don't see it again.
Numerous times.
1st and 10 from their own 1-yard line. Harrison stands in his own end zone in the shotgun. He takes it himself, cuts up across the 5, fighting for yardage out near the 10, going to be close to the first down yardage, and what a play on first down for Louisiana.
Yeah, got him some breathing room. Nathan did a good job of going back, making a quick read. And Nathan does, he hits the crease hard whenever he sees the hole, so he's a hard runner and got him some breathing room here.
He did. Picked up a first down, gained 11, so it's 1st and 10 from the 12. Ethan that time just kept it himself and made something happen. He stands, waits the snap, hands off this time to Shepard up the middle. Not much there.
Yeah, the first play, Louisiana ran the offensive line. They won the line of scrimmage. That time, they did not. Van Far won the line of scrimmage battle and was able to shut that down quickly.
No gain. Blackwell to the near side, top of the field to the wide side is Zerwa. Single back is Shepard in the backfield with Harrison. Harrison checks his armband with 22 on the play clock. Calls for the snap, takes a good snap, comes to the right side, cuts it up across the 15 to maybe the 16-yard line. A gain of about 4 or 5 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 7 for Louisiana. We come under the 8-minute mark, just underway first quarter, in a scoreless game from Cunningham Field on a beautiful night for football. Louisiana started this drive in the shadow of their own goal line at the 1. They have it 3rd and 7 from the 16. Harrison keeps it to the right side, looking for room, can't find it, still fighting for yardage, and is going to be close, if not across the first down yard to gain. And actually Blackwell ended up with the football somehow. Or Cooper Lumley, number 3 or 5. So I don't know exactly what happened there.
It was on the far side across this. I would say that Ethan fumbled it, and Cooper was Johnny on the spot and able to pick it up off the bounce and be able to get enough for the first down.
Yeah,
that was fortunate.
I heard several people yelling ball.
Okay.
1st and 10, Louisiana. Ball at their own 24-yard line now. Harrison calls for the snap, takes it. Hands off to Shepard, keeps the ball, running to the right side, looks to get outside. He's got another first down. Ethan Harrison fake to Shepard. He crosses the 30-yard line out to the 35, maybe 36, and I think they're going to move the chains once again.
Yes, I like that little counter look. I thought maybe that needed to be done the last 2 weeks, but they ran that little counter look off of it, and I believe there's an option with it too. Where it was at, so that's a good job and a good play to run for an over-pursuing defense.
Tell you what I see, Rodney and Kelly, you got one-on-one Blackwell with one corner, no deep safety over here close to us.
Well, they mark him just a half a yard short of the first down, 2nd and half a yard. Option coming to the near side. Green is going to be tackled for a 2-yard loss. Actually, they only mark it down for a yard loss, so it'll be 3rd and 2. DeMarco Green came from the slot position.
They gave him first down.
Well, that's confusing with where they had that spotted, but
agree.
Nonetheless, DeMarco Green with the first down. Louisiana has it at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Harrison calls for the snap. Hand off to Shepard. Oh, had a nice seam. He picks up 2 or 3, but if he could have just kept on his feet, he had a lot of daylight in front of him.
Van Far blitzed a couple backers that time, and they guessed wrong, and that gap was there, and there was a Van Far lineman that was already on the ground, was able to get an arm out and trip him up. And if he hadn't, I think that would have put 6 on the board.
Shepard just kind of bounced off of a pile and the arm that you mentioned, and he picked up about 3, 2nd and 7. Ball at the 37. Shepard stands to the right of Harrison in the backfield. 2 receivers split each side. Once again, Shepard with a nice gain. It'll be 3rd and 2. Looks like he cut back left into the defender. I thought he had some room to the right, but nonetheless, a good play.
It looks like so far Louisiana offensive line is winning the majority of the skirmishes up front. They're just going to have to keep that going all night long to be able to win the ball game.
Ball near the left hash, but not quite on it. Blackwell splits to the near side. Top of the key is Zerwa. Harrison looks to run, looks to the right side, tries to get the corner, cuts it up. We've got a flag on the play. First down yardage across midfield.
It's coming back for a hold.
But I believe it's coming back. Flag rests just outside the 40-yard line. So we're going to go from 3rd and 1 to probably 3rd and about 15, or 2nd and 15. Well, that was behind the play, and you hate to see penalties of any kind, but certainly one that is behind the play that doesn't affect it. It's just a tough break. So it's going to be 3rd and 11.
3rd down and 11.
5 minutes, 15 seconds left here, first quarter of play. A scoreless first quarter to this point. Louisiana has the ball 3rd and 13. Ball rests at their own 33-yard line. Harrison takes the snap, passes to the right side, blocked down. They were looking for that little comeback route that you called for, and they ran with success last week, and it got knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good pressure by the Van Far defensive end over on the defensive left. He was able to get enough penetration, got his hands up well, as defensive lineman is supposed to do whenever they can't get to the quarterback on the pass play, was able to knock it down. Just a good job by the Van Far defensive line that time.
Harrison stands in punt formation. He moves back about 12 steps behind the line, takes a good snap, moves into it, kicks it end over end. Nobody back for Van Far. A good kick inside the 30, approaching the 20, and it'll roll dead right on the 20-yard line, and a nice job by Ethan Harrison. And Van Far backed up inside their own territory.
Was a great kick, and last week whenever he was kicking, he was hitting the wedge, right? He was stopping it where it hit, and this was a good end over end kick that had a lot of roll to it. So it was very good for field position.
So Van Far, with their second opportunity of the evening, puts it in play from their own 20. 4 minutes, 51 seconds left in a scoreless first quarter. Shotgun formation this time. Has a man coming in motion across the formation. Handoff running to the left side. Looks to get to the corner. Going to be strung out pretty nicely. Louisiana's going to give up about 2 yards, and that's it. As Gavin Gaston, coming from the slot formation right, takes the handoff and picks up about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
I've picked on Louisiana defense all year for not setting edges. And, that was, even though they gave up 2 yards, that was a far superior edge set than what I've seen in a lot of previous ball games.
Single receiver comes in the near side, Reese Caldwell. He's actually joined outside as well by Gaston. Quarterback has it, hands off to the up back. Once again, nice job by the defensive front for Louisiana. Gives up a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd and 6 from the Van Far 24.
Rodney, I just think this team, just watching them, they play so much more confident playing out that 4-4 defense. They just seem they're comfortable. They know what has to happen, and the results to me are much better out of this 4-4 that they finally went back to.
Conaway has operated out of under center with a power eye. He's in the shotgun now, 3 receivers to the near side, single back in the backfield, offset to his right. Conaway takes it, rolls out to his right, has a man in the flat at the 25-yard line, turns it upfield, and I think he's going to be very close to the first down. Looks like he's going to get it. They mark the ball right at the 30. That'll be enough to move the chains. Receiver caught that ball on the flat and at the 25 and turned it up and made a nice move to get the first down yardage.
Yeah, he did. And there's some plays that you just, when you set up defense, you can't stop everything. The way that they play the defense, I think they went back to the inside technique on the corners. And that little out, you're going to give that up, but you've got to get back and make the tackle the minute he catches it.
I formation. Conaway keeps it to the 35, across the 35 to the 39-yard line. That was a little bit of an option look there. He bellied the fullback and kept it himself and picks up 9. Good gain on first down for Van Far. It'll be 2nd and short. Van Far has come out with a number of offensive formations. Gaston splits to the top of the field. Single receiver near side I formation, bunched right behind Conaway under center. This time handoff to the fullback. Going to gain about 2. It'll be enough to move the chains. Just a quick hitter. And enough to pick up the half yard plus a couple. Ty Evans is operating as the fullback there, and he picked up the necessary yardage to gain a first down.
Yeah, they gave the traditional triple option look, and that any Louisiana Bulldog that's seen the games back in the day, was their bread and butter.
3 receivers top of the field, offset. Conaway rolls out to his left, looks to throw, airs it out downfield, has a man caught inside the 50 to the 45, looking to get the corner to the 40 to the 30 to the 25, going to be drugged down there at the 20 by Zerwa. But a big play, explosive play for Van Far. They'll have it first and 10 at the 20. Inside the 20, they mark it to the 19.
You know, Rodney, we've seen that the last 2 weeks. If they don't get early pressure on that quarterback, it seems like that there's a hole in that middle of that defense on coverage. And for some reason, I don't know if I believe it's kind of like a discipline of just not staying with the receiver on the coverage. But that has been there the last 2 weeks and for the third week now.
Conaway hands off once again to the fullback. Big gain, going to be close to another first down. Ty Evans and Van Far starting to find a rhythm on offense as they are now first and goal inside the 10, call it the 8. Conaway comes up under center. Handoff fake, keeps it himself. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to fall forward inside the 5. Conaway took the defender with him on a 3-yard ride. It'll be second and goal from the 5, just inside the 5. 1 minute, 10 seconds left in a, to this point, scoreless first quarter. Gage Gibson is your tailback. Ty Evans is your fullback. Conaway under center. Quarterback sneak right up the middle into the end zone, easy, untouched, and touchdown, Van Far.
You know, Van Far had a great drive, went 80 yards on that drive. You know, Louisiana was driving whenever they had the ball. The difference in those two was Van Far didn't have any miscues on their drive, where Louisiana gets called for a holding on their drive to stall it out. So that goes back to you got to play clean football.
Indians will line up in an I formation attempting the 2-point conversion. They lead 6-0, 50.8 seconds left. Handoff faked and dropped for no gain will be Conaway. 2-point conversion is no good. 6 for Van Far. The Indians lead Louisiana 6-0, 50.8 seconds left first quarter. Back with more after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by All Parts, Kayla Caldwell, certified financial planner with Edward Jones, and Ann Lane Boutique.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Buffalo fans, class of 2028.
Well, the second offensive possession for Van Far marches down the field 80 yards, results in a touchdown to give the Indians a 6-0 first quarter lead. Just under a minute left in the first quarter, and you mentioned it well, Kelly. Louisiana had a second or third and 1 and picked up about 12 to 15 yards on a play that got brought back due to a holding penalty, and that thwarted their drive right there.
Killed their drive right there. And, you know, something about Van Far's offensive drive, which is a little bit surprising to me, they ran the ball fine, but if they had relied on the run all the way down through there, I don't think they would have scored. What got Louisiana in trouble was Van Far's passing, and especially that throw over the middle that got the big chunk yardage.
Conaway did a nice job rolling to his left and threw back across his body to the middle of the field. This is kind of a pooch kick downfield. It'll be picked up at the 30-yard line and quickly dropped there. I believe that was Green.
I think so. It was really close to the sideline over there. I think Green was hoping it would go on a roll out. And
about the last 2 yards, that ball really squatted down. He's like, well, I better pick this up. And
good decision. Good decision.
Once he did, there was a host of Indians there to bring him down. So Louisiana will put it in play from their own 28. 46 ticks left in the first quarter. 1st and 10, Louisiana. Shepard offset to the left. Harrison calls for it. Green comes in motion. Harrison keeps it to the 30, 35, still on his feet to the 40, first down yardage. Nice gain on first down for Louisiana.
Yeah, Harrison runs hard. They faked the jet sweep that time, and Harrison was able to see that crease, and he accelerated through that crease very nicely.
Ball spotted on the left hash at the 43-yard line. Zerwall lines up top of the field. Blackwell to the near side. Green with a little bit of a limp. He'll line up slot to the right.
They don't have to run a play, Rodney, for the quarter to end.
Corey, you are right. They don't.
It's close, but
with 15 seconds, Harrison looks like it, and he calls for the snap. He takes the snap, handoff, Shepard, fights for yardage up the middle, is going to fall forward for a couple, and when we come back after the break, it'll be 2nd and 8 as we start the second quarter of play. Back with more on Eagle 102 after this.
Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by La Roots Hair Salon and Tanning, Sun Window Company, and MASH.
When you're looking for a taste of Italy in Pike County, visit Gambino's Eatery in Louisiana, just a block from the riverfront on 3rd and Georgia. Create your own pasta dish. Experience the Gambino family recipe meatballs in a toasted garlic bun. Or enjoy some Italian wine with friends while indulging in cannoli dip with cinnamon sugar chips. Italian-American cuisine that's sure to tantalize your taste buds. Gambino's Eatery, 3rd and Georgia, downtown Louisiana.
Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
This week.
And we're back here at Cunningham Field, homecoming 2023. Louisiana Bulldogs are trailing the Van Far Indians 6-0. Kelly, have you had a chance to look at the stands tonight? Pretty full.
Yep, pretty full. They usually do a pretty nice job for homecoming. Not bad at all.
Well, they switched the ends of the field. Louisiana will have it 2nd and 8, ball spotted at their own 45-yard line. Van Far, behind an 80-yard drive on their second possession of the game, leads this game 6-0. Zero stands on the near sideline. Green comes in motion. Handoff, Shepard with a gap to the 50-yard line, into the second level, to the 40, to the 35-yard line. Brady Shepard inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. First down, Louisiana.
So that's definitely, mark that down as a win on that one for the Louisiana offensive line. Brady about got in a little trouble. He was doing what he's supposed to do. He was changing that ball away into the other hand where he saw the defender, but he didn't know he had a defender coming up on the other side of him that got him, and that he just barely got in that other hand before he got hit.
Looked like the Hutchinson hit with Detroit. Picked off the ball and didn't see the offensive player coming to rock his world.
Yeah.
Harrison calls for the ball. This time, handoff fake. Harrison keeps it to 35, fighting inside the 35 to the 33. Gain of 2 or 3 on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
You know, I would, whenever they give that belly to Brady there to fullback, I would like to see Ethan and the tailback go on and carry out the fake for the option. It just seems like a lot of times they're handing it and then Ethan's just stopping. I would like to see him go on and carry that fake out so that they would honor that a little bit more.
Widens out the defense a little
Absolutely.
bit, takes those edges.
Yeah, and gives you some lanes.
It's like expanding a rubber band.
Right.
Harrison has Shepard to his right. Green comes in motion again. Takes the snap. Harrison comes to the near side. Pitch to Shepard at the 35-30. Cuts back inside. Fights for yardage to the 25. Inside the 25 to the 24. It's going to be very close to a first down. We'll see where the spot is at. Well, after some discussion and dissension, it looks like they're going to say first down.
They're going to say first down.
Well, the official on the near side where he had the spot, it looked like it was the first down, and it took the chain gang on the far side of the field, it took a little while for them to get on the same page. After that, the officials wind the clock. 1st and 10, Louisiana, 10 minutes, 20 seconds left. Handoff faked. Harrison cuts it up at the 25-20, still on his feet to the 17-yard line. Nice gain on first down of about 6, maybe 7.
Yep, that same crease is there on that left side just about every time they're running either fake off the jet or the fake off of little counter, and that same crease is there. It had good yards about every time they tried to run it.
Rodney and Kelly, I'd like to see them hand off to the jet sweep just once so they'll honor it.
Right, yeah. Well, they did once, but they need to do it again.
Green comes in motion, fakes the handoff. Harrison looks to throw over the middle, has a man. The defender undercut the route, and very nearly picking it off was Gavin Gaston.
Yeah, Ethan threw more of a line drive that time, and he needed to put a little air underneath of it to throw it to that corner. So he needs to kind of decide what he's going to be able to do. I know he's got a good arm, but there's some different types of throws that you have to make as a quarterback, and that was the wrong one for that situation. He needed to lob it just a little bit more, put a little air underneath of it, and drop it in.
And Kelly, what he did there that had the defensive back jump is he double clutched it.
Yeah.
Harrison, 3rd and 3, looks to fight for yardage, cuts up at the 25, still fighting for yardage. Or at the 20, should say. He should be down at the 15-yard line, going to be very near the first down. I believe they're going to mark him short, about a yard short. Certainly would expect Louisiana to stay on the field. It's 4th and less than a yard. The ball rests at the Van Far 15. Line to gain is the 14.
I know it's early, but this is a huge play in this game.
9 minutes as the clock continues to run left in the second quarter. Van Far on top 6-0. Harrison has Shepard offset to his left. Calls for the snap. Harrison tucks right in behind Shepard. Looks like he's going to have enough for the first down. It'll be 1st and 10.
Yeah.
From about the 13.
Yep.
That time there was no fake. There was nothing. Shepard became a lead blocker, and Ethan was able to tuck himself right in behind him and pick up a couple of yards and move the chains. Once again, with the keeper, Harrison cuts inside the 10 to maybe the 8.
And I want to go back to that last play with Brady Shepard, and Brady Shepard runs the ball very hard, but he also blocks very hard, and, not every running back in the world does that.
Nice gain on first down. It's 2nd and 4. Ball spotted down at the 7-yard line. Louisiana can gain a first down without crossing the goal line. They have it 2nd and, we'll call it a long 4, short 5. 17 on the play clock as Harrison calls for the snap, puts Zero in motion, coming to the left. Handoff Shepard off the right side, fighting for yardage inside the 10 to near the 5-yard line. That's going to be 3rd and about 2.
Yeah, the blocking just wasn't quite there. Kind of like all year long, kind of out on the edges. Sometimes if Louisiana has to make a block out on the edges, they haven't won that battle very much this year.
Zerwa and Green to the near side. Top of the key is Blackwell. Shepard will stand offset to the right of Harrison. He checks his armband and calls for the snap. Got a flag on the play.
Did that middle linebacker come on over?
I think it's on the defense. Should get us a first down.
Oh, they're going to whistle it on Louisiana. I did not see that.
I didn't see anybody move.
And if anything, if there was motion, it was drawn by the movement on the defensive front. Nonetheless, they called against Louisiana, so it's now 3rd and 8, a critical penalty.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I saw that middle backer coming. I saw the flag, and I thought, okay, he went on and got across, but
3rd and 8. Harrison takes the snap, hands it, fakes the handoff to Shepard, keeps it. He's going to be drugged down for about a 2-yard loss. It's going to be 4th and 10, and just a critical mistake at a critical time has now put Louisiana behind the chains.
There's the penalty, and Ethan made the wrong read that time. He should have went on and gave that ball to Brady Shepard. Just missed his read that time, and it happens.
We're going to have a timeout on the field. Louisiana wants to talk it over. We'll step aside as well. Just under 7 minutes left, second quarter. Van Far on top, 6-0. Back with more after this on Eagle Sports.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Bibb Veach and Collier Funeral Homes, Calumet of Missouri, and Kearns Construction.
Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company is a proud sponsor of the local schools and their athletes. When it's time to quench that thirst, reach for one of the many Pepsi products found in the local concession stands, including Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sundrop, or the all-new Starry Lemon Lime. If you are wanting something other than soda, enjoy Bubbler, Clarbrun Water, Lipton Teas, Gatorade, and more. Pepsi Cola Bottling Company in New Haven and Bowling Green wishes all the area athletes a great season.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
After the timeout, 4th and 9. Harrison calls for it, 0 in motion. Handoff to 0. It's fumbled in the backfield. 0 will fall on it, but a turnover on downs, and I don't know that there was anything on that play to be gained anyway. Perhaps he could have gotten the corner, but the exchange did not work, and turnover on downs. Van Far will have it at their own 20.
So, here's Louisiana on another great drive all the way down the field, and, 2 miscues, an illegal motion, which I did not see, but it got called, and then, miscommunication between the wide receiver and the quarterback there, and the ball goes on the ground, and Van Far's got the ball.
Zerwall right there just pulled his head up whenever he seen the defender coming and never looked the ball in.
So Van Far has the ball in the 6-0 lead. Handoff right up the middle to the fullback. It's going to have a 8, 9, almost 10-yard gain right off the bat. That was Ty Evans once again, and that play has started to get some traction. Had some traction on their touchdown drive, and they start off with an 11-yard gain. That'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that backer. I need to watch a little closer and see where that backer's going on that, because that ought to be his gap to fill that point.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Under center's Conaway. Conaway hands off to the tailback Gibson this time. He's hit
ball
and dropped after a short gain. Louisiana defensive lineman got his hand up and stopped what was getting ready to be a pretty good gain there by Van Far. Gain of 3 as it was.
Play brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7, ball at the Van Far 32 or 3. Single receiver to the near side of field. Under center. Handoff to the fullback. Nothing there this time. Driven back into the backfield.
Yeah.
They'll probably give him forward progress. May lose half a yard, but it's going to be 3rd and 8 as they do mark off a half a yard loss.
Real quick, guys. 16-0 Bowling Green over Wright City after the first quarter down in Wright City. And 14-0 Pittsfield looking for their first win after the first quarter.
Big play for Louisiana here. They've had one defensive stop. They need another now. Van Far has it. They'll send 3 receivers to the near side. Shotgun formation for Conaway. 3rd and 8. Louisiana brings some pressure. Conaway rolls out to his right. Has some time. Still on his feet. We've got a penalty flag. And the ball's tipped away. Nice job that time by Lumley. Maybe with a little more depth could have got the reception, but he did the smart thing, knocked it down.
He did good. I mean, he used all the jumps that he had to be able to get a hand on that, and I believe there's going to be a hold on Van Far here, I think.
Which I would expect to be declined. That would be bring up a 4th and 8.
I was going to ask you guys, would you decline it and make it 4th and 8?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
At the Van Far 33-yard line, absolutely. And that's, in fact, what Louisiana does. So 4th and 8. Very fast-played game to this point. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Blackwell drops back just outside of his own 40 to await the punt. Good snap. High kick to the right side. It hits at the 45-yard line, inside the 45. It'll be down at the Louisiana 42. Good field position.
DeMarco Green scared me to death that time. He was down the field, and he had no clue where that football was at in the air, and he couldn't find it. And I know that happens sometimes, but, man, if that ball had hit him, there's about 4 Van Far defenders standing around that probably was going to pick it up, and then we'd had to deal with another defensive stance.
Well, and I don't know if you guys seen this, but it almost looked like the punter kind of wanted to take off running, maybe read the defense a little bit, maybe look for that a little bit later in the game.
Yeah.
Louisiana has it 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. 3 receivers 4 receivers to the near side of the field, offset formation. Shepard stands to the right side, looking to turn the corner to the left. Harrison. They loaded up the right side. Harrison tried to get around the right side, the left side, and was not able to do so. Going to lose about half a yard.
Just went to where off their power side there and away from their power and thinking maybe that would take the numbers away and be open on that left side. Wasn't there. Good offensive play call, just wasn't there. Van Far stayed at home, was disciplined, and did what they were supposed to do.
This time a single receiver to the near side is Zierwa. 2 receivers top of the field. Green comes in motion. Fakes. Harrison looks to throw to the right side. Had a man, but overthrew Blackwell at about the 37-yard line. Something underneath there. Blackwell was open, but it just went too high.
Yeah, the safety from Van Far was determined to keep that receiver in front of him that time and did a nice job of it. And now Louisiana's in a tough position at 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, Harrison was probably expecting that route to continue deeper, and that's where he threw it, where obviously the gap, the opening, the space was underneath the safety. So Louisiana faces a 3rd and 10 at their own 42. That's where the drive began. They look for 10 yards. Harrison drops back to pass, in some trouble. Rolls out to his left with a little bit of space. One man to miss to the 50. First down, Ethan Harrison into Van Far territory. He'll step out of bounds about the 47 in a great individual play.
Yeah,
to pick up that first down.
that was all Ethan on seeing that he didn't have it. He had early pressure from Van Far. He had to shuffle a little bit left and then made the decision he had to pull it down and run it, and did a great job of making enough moves and making enough people miss to be able to grab the first down.
After he got out of the backfield, he had a man about 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. He put a move on, and that enabled him to get to the outside and pick up the first down yardage, and a big play for Louisiana as we're under 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Harrison stands behind center 7 yards, drops straight back to pass in an empty backfield, airs it out to the right side, has Zierwa open. The ball is caught and dropped. It was off of Zierwa's hands at the 20.
I thought that defender might have got there a little early and didn't have his head turned around on it, but obviously the referee didn't agree with me. So
Zierwa was open. The ball was just a touch underthrown, and that gave the defender an opportunity. Like you said, Kelly, I thought he got there a little bit early.
Thought he got there early.
Well, and we're getting back to some of the passing plays here. That's all or nothing. They, going back to the South Callaway game, more intermediary routes to Zierwa and
Cooper Lumley.
Yep. Yes.
2nd and 10. Handoff Shepard up the middle. Crosses the line of scrimmage, met there with some stiff opposition. They're going to give him a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Near the Van Far 45.
He was lucky to get those 2 yards. Van Far sent the backers there, and he just happened to slip by one of them on the blitz. So
they
get that far.
They moved the spot back to the 46, which is about what I expected. So it's 3rd and 9. They're trying to wind the clock.
This offense, even though they got it on the last one, is just not set up real well, and a lot of offenses aren't for your 3rd and long plays. They need to keep it within at least 3rd and 5. I feel like Louisiana just hasn't had a lot of success this year with anything much over 5 yards on 3rd down.
3rd and 9, certainly inside Van Far territory. You'd like to at least pick up 5 or 6 if you can't pick up the first down and make it a 4th down and manageable. Harrison looks to pass to Zierwa. The 45, still on his feet, 40. Cuts inside, first down to the 35-yard line, still fighting for yardage, and that's that little comebacker from the wide right position. A nice pitch and catch, and Louisiana moves the chains.
Yep. Nice play call there. Zierwa, all year long there, he's had the ball in his hands. He's definite playmaker.
1st and 10 inside the 35, call it the 34. Harrison calls for the snap. Takes the snap, fakes it to Shepard, still on his feet, fighting for yardage. Going to pick up yardage inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Yep, little trap, pulled the guard that round and kicked the defensive end out and opened a hole up for the runner.
2nd and 4 after the first down, 6-yard gain. Harrison keeps it again, cuts it up to the 22-yard line. Going to gain about 1 or 2. It'll be 3rd and about 3.
more manageable.
They're going to give him 2 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 2. 2 minutes left in the first half of play. Halftime will have the homecoming festivities, the Hall of Fame induction, the band performance. Harrison calls for the snap, hands off to Shepard inside the 15 to the, or inside the 25 to the 24-yard line.
Yep, first down.
1st and 10, Louisiana. Minute 45 left. They're at the 24-yard line, so time not necessarily an issue as of yet, but they do want to be aware of the clock as it winds toward the conclusion. Harrison looks to throw, looks to his right, now steps up at the 30 to the 20, has a seam to the 15-10, out of bounds. They're going to mark him at the 11-yard line. That'll be a first down for Louisiana at the 11.
No, that was a great decision by Ethan Harrison. He waited and had some pressure and moved him to his right and started to step up and saw there was nobody down the field for quite a ways and took off. So that was a great decision by the quarterback, Ethan Harrison, that time.
Just want to remind everybody about the halftime festivities, Hall of Fame, homecoming royalty, and our special guest in our booth is head coach Tony Geschwinder, Hall of Famer.
1 minute, 26 ticks left on the clock. Louisiana has it 1st and 10 from the 11. Harrison has Shepard to his left. Puts Lumley in motion. Handoff to Lumley, looks to throw it, now cuts it up, still on his feet to the 10.
Oh.
Penalty after a 9-yard gain. There's going to be a blocking infraction against Louisiana. Hold or block in the back. Words. The near official.
Yeah, hold.
Going to be holding against Louisiana.
Is that one where obviously that was a passing play? Is it just the receiver turns around, sees Cooper coming, and just poorly reacts? It was there.
Yeah, it was there.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. Louisiana has it now 1st and 15 from the 16. Clock is put in motion with 1 minute 15 left, 2nd quarter of play. Harrison calls for the snap with Shepard to his right. Harrison looks to throw it, has a man in the flat, is Green at the 10-yard line, still on his feet, fights for the pylon. They're going to say,
yeah, stepped out right there, but nice move by Green. Nice catch, nice vision on the run. He just happened to slip out just before he got to that goal line.
Steps out of bounds at the 2. It'll be 3rd.
Second.
2nd and short, very short. From the 2-yard line, under a minute to play. Harrison stands 7 yards back, takes the snap, looks to run it himself. He's hitting the backfield.
I know they run that offensive scheme, but I do not like the shotgun that close to the goal line. I hate that.
Because it sets up exactly what you saw happen.
Yeah, get up under center.
Got a timeout, fellas.
Timeout, fellas, has been called. We'll step aside as well. Back with the conclusion of the 2nd quarter after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by the Keeley Center, Service and Supply Co-op, and Ameriprise Certified Financial Planner Tamara Schurter.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock agent, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
And we're back. Cunningham Field. 47.2 seconds left in the half. Louisiana down to Van Far. 6-0. Louisiana's got the ball right down here on the goal line, 3rd and 1. Rodney, what are you calling here?
Well, speculation runs rampant in the broadcast booth, but we may have been hashing the potential play call over during the break and even after the break. But, I know that a lot of teams at all levels do it, but Kelly and I were just lamenting that shotgun formation on short yardage. It opens up a whole bunch of bad possibilities. But they're going to try it again. 3rd and 1. Handoff coming to the near side. Pitch to Shepard to the pylon. Oh,
touchdown.
Don't necessarily like the option call that close to the goal line when you only need 1 yard, but
I don't mind it. I mean, whenever you're in that, if you're under center, it's different. But
they have called a penalty, a hold against Louisiana. I never saw the flag on the field.
I didn't either.
The touchdown comes off the board, and the crowd's a little upset. I never saw the flag. Nonetheless, it's going to be 3rd and 11. A brutal mistake for Louisiana to take a touchdown off the board with 40 seconds left in the first half of play. Oh, Harrison rolls out to his right, looks to cut it up. He steps out of bounds inside the 15 at about the 13-yard line. He was trying to get something through the air to the right side, tucked it, and picked up about 2 or 3 yards. And it's 4th and 10 from the 11.
I don't think any of us on that other play ever saw a flag come out. That's just odd.
4th and 10, 35 ticks left. Harrison stands in the backfield, has Shepard to his left. He puts in Zira in motion. Handoff to Zira, running to his left, looks to get the seam. Cuts it up at the 10 to the 5, still on his feet. Going to be wrestled down short of the first down. Turnover on downs at the 6-yard line, but an empty drive for Louisiana.
So that goes back to the keys of the game. Again, guys, I mean, that you got to clean it up. You can't continue to have these long drives and make these mistakes and shoot yourself in the foot. Louisiana's offense is not built to overcome very many 3rd and longs and 4th and longs.
4 penalties for Louisiana, none for Van Far. Is that the difference in the game right now?
Well, I think so.
A 68-yard drive for Louisiana. They needed 72 and didn't get it and got nothing out of it. And, first half that certainly from an operational standpoint, they played well. They did not play clean, and that has put them in the deficit. Now, with 28 seconds left, up the middle, the tailback picks up first down yardage all the way out to the 20-yard line. Running with the ball is Gage Gibson.
Timeout. Van Far.
Van Far stops the clock as now they have a little breathing room of their own. We'll step aside for a break as well. Back with the conclusion of the second quarter after this on Eagle 102.
With Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Brian and Heather White with White Insurance Agency, DG Firearms, and Hayden's Motorsports Center.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Best coverage of high school sports on KJFM, brought to you by Community State Bank of Missouri, County Market, Louisiana, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Jack was at 129.
23 seconds left. 1st and 10
for the winner.
Van Far. They'll have it at their own, call it 18-yard line. Picked up about 12 yards on first down, took a timeout. Now they may look to be a little bit more aggressive as we wind down towards the end of the first half of play.
Going 3 wide, only 2 corners down here.
Conaway stands back, looks to throw it deep, and the ball is up for grabs and falls incomplete at the 50-yard line. Zero had a chance at it, and it kind of got over his head as well.
It did. Again, I don't like seeing that defender behind those guys, even though it was just a half a yard. I'd like for him to keep him in front of him.
I've seen Blackwell, who's playing safety, pointing over. Obviously, there was a coverage issue on that side. There was two corners, 3 wide receivers. That's not good when you're the safety.
No.
It gives you focus on where you need to be, I suppose. Don't know what else you were planning on doing, but that'd be a good place to slide over to. Well, 15 seconds left. It's 2nd and 10. Under center now. Handoff to the fullback. He'll be driven down for a short gain.
Timeout.
Timeout on the field. It'll be 3rd and 9 or 10 when we come back from this break on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by All Parts, Kayla Caldwell, certified financial planner with Edward Jones, and Ann Lane Boutique.
When you're looking for a taste of Italy in Pike County, visit Gambino's Eatery in Louisiana, just a block from the riverfront on 3rd and Georgia. Create your own pasta dish. Experience the Gambino family recipe meatballs in a toasted garlic bun. Or enjoy some Italian wine with friends while indulging in cannoli dip with cinnamon sugar chips. Italian-American cuisine that's sure to tantalize your taste buds. Gambino's Eatery, 3rd and Georgia, downtown Louisiana.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Veolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and a taste of Philly.
Well, 3rd and 10, 9 seconds left in the second quarter of play. I think Van Far looks to just run this out. If I were Louisiana, I would call a timeout and make them kick it.
Yeah.
Shotgun formation, rolling to his left. Now looks to throw, airs it out deep. Down the right side, has a man open.
Yeah, and there's flag.
It's going to be a pass interference penalty with 2 seconds left. I believe at the high school level, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
So, Rodney, to me, that looked like the exact same play that we saw down here Van Far do to Louisiana on there. And I don't want to get on the refs because nobody's perfect, but, man, it looked like the exact same play. Louisiana didn't draw the flag whenever that happened on their offensive possession, but Van Far did here. And these guys have got to keep these receivers in front of them here.
The receiver was behind the defender. The ball was underthrown, and the receiver went back to make a play. The defender might have gotten there early, but like you said, nonetheless, there was a penalty.
Zierwild's over here on the close side trying to tell the other corners to back up.
Yeah.
Smith's also trying to get everybody to back up.
And so barring a penalty, this should be the last play. Conaway rolls out to his right, looks to air it out, and it's going to be incomplete, middle of the field. That will do it for the first half of play. Van Far leads 6-0 after 2 periods of play. We'll be back with a halftime show after this on Eagle 102.
102 halftime report is coming up. Sponsored by Cellular and Satellite Center.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
I misspoke. They called roughing the passer. So we're going to have an untimed down. The ball will be spotted at the Van Far 49-yard line. Louisiana certainly backs up into what would be called a keep them in front of you formation with their defensive backs. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top of the field, single back in the backfield with Conaway. Conaway looks like he's just going to run it. He's at the 50, and will be drugged down just inside Louisiana territory. And that will do it for the second half. I don't see any flags. I think I can go to break and come back to the halftime show. We'll take a break on Eagle 102. Be back with halftime after this.
The Eagle 102 halftime report is coming up. Sponsored by Cellular and Satellite Center.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, Visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Our agency is currently looking to hire multiple positions: RNs, LPNs, CNAs, physical therapist assistants, and breastfeeding peer counselor, all from full-time to part-time to contracted. Please visit our website at www.pikecountyhealth.org for more information and to apply online.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. It's now time for the Eagle 102 halftime report, sponsored by Cellular and Satellite Center.
And we're back at Cunningham Field, Louisiana, Missouri. Halftime as the Van Far Indians lead the Louisiana Bulldogs 6-0. Homecoming. And we're totally excited to have Missouri State Hall of Fame, Louisiana Hall of Fame, local legend in our booth, Coach Tony Geschwinder. Coach, how you doing?
I'm just fine. You sure throw that legendary around pretty softly, don't you?
Well, you still rank above Momo in my heart.
With the same mentality too.
So, Coach, we're out here at homecoming. What's your favorite homecoming memories back whenever you were a coach?
Oh, I know. I remember when we first started, when I was Les Veeman's assistant, and first couple of years when I was a head coach, we couldn't win a homecoming game. It seemed like we could win the floats and we could win the decorations, but we couldn't win the game, and it was really frustrating. But I think one year, and I can't remember if it was yours, Kelly, or if it was later, 82 or 83, that we finally won a homecoming, and then we had great success during the homecoming game. I don't know what we did different, but
we got my senior year. I think we played Palmyra.
Yeah, we did.
And my senior year and won that homecoming game, and we were happy. And I can remember talking with you about it way back then, and you said, I think all the kids are just wore out from these floats and stuff,
Yeah.
and they're not putting we don't get the best effort out of them the Friday night of the homecoming.
But I was really disappointed because we beat Palmyra, and I think we won the conference championship, but we lost the float decoration.
So, Coach, I want to talk with you a little bit. I know that you were the assistant to Les Veeman, which is going in the Hall of Fame tonight here for Louisiana, and was the first time that a Louisiana football team went to play for a state championship. And I wondered if you could go over a few highlights of that season. I mean, I know we lost to Bowling Green the first game of the season that year,
Well,
and then what?
Bowling Green had an outstanding team, and to be honest, we thought we were better than we were. And Bowling Green took it to us. I mean, there was no question about it. I'm not taking anything saying that we didn't play well. We didn't, but a lot of the mistakes we did, they forced. And I remember coming out Saturday morning after that game and practicing. And the next game, we played Pittsfield and had a rough time with them. And we really did. And then we played Palmyra the next game, and first half we were losing, and we were still having a heck of a time. And then the second half, it was like the light went off, and then we started playing, and from that time on, it was lights out. We had a remarkable group of kids, and I remember coming in playing. We played California, and old Bill Wunderlich, may his soul rest in peace. I remember it was against the two-time All-State defensive tackle. He did a remarkable job. I mean, he was probably beat to heck, but he did a remarkable job, and we beat California pretty good, and then played in the semifinals Country Day. And they had a guy named, trying to think, my old memory.
He was a sophomore quarterback, wasn't he?
Sophomore quarterback. I'm thinking Mayfield was his last name, but But anyway, he had all kinds of stats along with the running back. And when I remember they were getting ready to score, we scored first. They were getting ready to score, and I can remember it was around the 18-yard line. They're trying to go in, and we sent Kevin Chapman on a stunt to his backside, and that boy laid this quarterback out. I mean, just laid it. You could just see his head snap back, and he wasn't the same from that play on. And we beat them and went down to Monette and played in the Ice Bowl, I think.
Yeah. So was the Country Day game and the Monette game, the state championship game, were those the two coldest games that you coached?
Well, we had a game when we won state championship in 1986. We played West Grant, and it was 8 degrees, and I think it was like a 15 or 20 mile an hour wind. It was cold. And we came out here and started pregame and started slipping around. I mean, we didn't have any traction whatsoever. So we sent back into the locker room, and I told them, I said, get in your lockers, get your PE shoes, take your cleats off. We're going to play in our tennis shoes. And it was like it was a difference between night and day because our traction was so much better, and we beat them. And I remember telling somebody asked me what was the coldest. And I said, I remember during this game, we had heaters on the side against West Strand. And I said, I remember looking at the scoreboard and there was 4 minutes to play. And I was starting to get cold. I said, when I was at Monette, I never got warm. I mean, I was cold the whole game, and it didn't make any difference when and what time it was left in the game.
At Eagle 102 Sports, Corey Radford, Kelly Henderson here with our special guest, Coach Tony Geschwinder. And Coach, would like to ask you about a few of the Hall of Famers that you coached. We got Joe Calvin going in, of course, the late Jim Scott. I know you had a few of the golf team that played football with you. Just tell us a little bit about Joe and Jim and your experiences with them.
Well, let's put it this way. All right, you're saying I'm legendary. You're saying I'm the Missouri State Hall of Fame. You're saying all this, but I'm going to tell you something. There's an old adage in football. These are the X's and O's, but you can't win without the Mikes and Joes. And those are my Mikes and Joes. You can't win without players. And in this school, if I could nominate, I would nominate hundreds of kids that I had that are just outstanding. We had the most outstanding athletes, tough, hard-nosed, talented, and dedicated. And like I'm saying, it's hard for me to go to a specific thing. Joe Calvin was a starting center for me for 2 years and for less for one. Jason Calvin played for me for 4 years. Rodney and Jimmy Wheeler played. I mean, there's hundreds of kids. And like I'm saying, I can get all the accolades in the world, but that all has to do with the kids I have. That's the ones that deserve it.
And let me throw just a few more names in there. Of course, the Hall of Fame needs Kelly in it. I mean, that's no doubt to me. You know, Richie Bryant.
Like I said,
Justin Liner.
There's a bunch of them, a whole bunch of them, and it's hard. It's hard to even do it, but being on the committee, I can't nominate anybody.
Yeah. So, I want to move to this conversation, and I don't want to get too deep, but Tony, do you realize how many young men that you had a positive influence on their lives whenever you coached them? Because it's a bunch.
Well, Kelly, all I can say is if I had a positive influence on one kid, it was worth it.
No, it was way more than one, I'll guarantee it.
You try to be fair, and I know many a time, and I mean many a time, probably even with you, that I wasn't your most favorite person in the world. But if you can be fair, if I have to discipline you for something you've done that wasn't very smart, then I do it. But the key is when this other kid does the same thing, he's got to get the same punishment.
That's right.
And so forth. If you're going to be benched for something, this kid's got to be benched for the same infraction.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's a freshman that never gets in or it's your all-state running back. If they do the same thing, they're both sitting. And that's what I believe the key is. And I think if you can discipline the kids and they understand the consequences and they understand the consequences are going to be the same for everybody, I think your discipline is a lot better.
I agree. And I think that, the maturity from and understanding that discipline from a freshman until the time you get to be a senior changes. You look at things different whenever you're not as mature. And as you mature through, I think everybody saw that played for you.
One thing that, kind of a funny story, but I had one of my young men I guess I'd gotten on him pretty heavy on the sideline, which how I wasn't I wasn't very diplomatic, let's put it this way. And
but everybody knew where you stood.
But I got on him pretty heavy at halftime, or not during on the sideline, and I was on him pretty good. And I remember when he got home, his mother said, "My God, what did you do?" And he says, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, Coach was on you so heavy." He says, "Oh, he was." I mean, he didn't even remember. So obvious.
So I got to tell this story real quick. So everybody always asks me what the hardest I ever got hit. Of course, high school football, college football, and I said the hardest I ever got hit. I was a junior at Palmyra, and Troy Wallace had went in and hit the quarterback, and quarterback fumbled the ball, and I happened to be there and fall on it, and it was the end of the game. It sealed the game. Well, pretty soon they sent a tackle in for me where it was at, and it's like, oh man, what did I do? And I went running to the sideline because it had sealed the game. I went running to the sideline, and pretty soon I got clocked. I mean, I saw stars. Well, Coach, it was you that hit me in the.
I did.
You was celebrating the fumble recovery, and whenever I came to, I remember hearing you say, "Way to go, you son of a gun! Way to be there!" But that was the hardest I ever got hit.
Couldn't do that anymore, believe me.
Well, and maybe that's part of the problem.
But I remember, yeah. One thing I talked to Les about it. We were just talking, and we kind of had a unique experience, to be honest, because Jim York was a head coach, Les Veman was his assistant, and I was the middle school coach. And just talking to Les and all that, Les was a go get 'em, kind of guy and all this. And he said, Jim York taught me, this is coming from Les, the analytics of the game, the practice scheduling, all the paperwork type of stuff and all this. And then when I came up, I had Les. Well, Les had learned that from Jim, and then I had learned that from Les, and then Les and I expounded on that. And it was kind of a unique experience where we learned from each other, and each thing we learned, we expanded on what we learned, and then adopted something else, and then adopted that better, and it was really a great chain of events, if you know what I mean.
Well, I agree, and I think your records, through that time of Jim York and Les Veman and yourself showed that you guys had a tremendous, knowledge.
And Charlie Lynn started it.
Okay.
Because they were not winning at the time, and he came in and finally got a team that went 9-1. And then from then on, it kind of went from there. It really did.
Got solid from there on. Well, that's those are some great stories, and you're back coaching a little bit now, I think, aren't you? Just a little bit.
I did 5th and 6th grade football 4 years ago. I did 5th and 6th, and then I did it again 5th and 6th with my grandson, and then he's a 7th grader. I helped with the 7th and 8th, and then this year I helped with the 7th and 8th, and those kids, I want to tell you, we keep those kids out, and we get those freshman boys that didn't play this year back out, and those sophomore boys that had played and didn't come out. we can get them back out. I want to tell you, we have a great nucleus for talented kids. We not only have the numbers, but we have the talent to go with it. And I like to think our last game we played Bowling Green and in eighth grade, the eighth grade group, and you know, it's one of the hardest hitting bunch of eighth graders I've seen in a long time.
What?
They will flat hit you, and you try to teach them that, but you also try to teach them the game. And you know, that's one of the things. You can be the most talented player, but not know the game.
That's right.
And it's going to it's going to hinder you.
That's right. So, you know, you took over as head coach of Louisiana in 78, and here we are in 2023. What is the biggest difference that you see between the kids from 1978 to 2023? Or do you see a difference?
Well, I would have to think of it would be the discipline. And not that they don't have it, it's that I want it to be better than what it is. And, you know, I want to show them a game plan. This is what they do. This is what you look for and all this. And I want them to take that home and study it, and you're not getting it. Yep. You know, they don't do it. So then I come out to practice, and you remember how it was with game plans. You didn't know it. You didn't play.
Yeah, that's right.
But with these younger kids, I'm trying to teach them that, trying to teach them this is what they're going to do. So I'm trying to get behind them, like on defense, and saying, okay, this is what you're looking for. It's constant. Instead of a paper thing, to try to get them to learn this on their own.
Yeah.
Hey, he told me that this is what's going to happen, and if I can get lucky enough that it happens once in a while when I say it is, they're going to believe me.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it. And the thing that you can't put into some of them is the passion for the game. And because if you got the passion, you want to learn. You want to learn it. And I don't know maybe that these younger kids today have the strong passion that some had back in that day, but maybe they do.
Well, it's hard for me to say this, but coaches have the passion, and you have to put that into your practice. Now, one coach can put the passion in, but cannot put the passion in the way another coach can do it. They have got to understand that they've got to make their kids really want to learn this and do it, but coaches have to do it their way. Nobody can emulate me and do it like I did.
Right.
Because I'm me. Nobody can emulate you and do it like you did.
Right.
I can't coach like you. You can't coach like me.
Right.
You can take the little things and put them in, but you got to do them your way.
Right.
Because if you don't do them your way, there's no passion. All you're doing is imitating.
Right. I sure appreciate you lending us some time and talking with us.
It's been an honor for me too.
Been wonderful.
Well, it's been an honor for me to be here. It's been an honor for me to be at the school district because, like you said, we have gone through a lot of great kids, and a lot of successful kids. And like the Hall of Fame, there's many that should be in it. And you know what? If it was up to me, every one of them would be in it.
Yeah.
And people would say that's not fair because it's all football. Well, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry, but
it is what it is.
Well, and Coach, before we wrap it up here, it always feels like it's been a football school here in Louisiana, even, with recent years not having the success. But the track program feels like it never got the credit that it deserved for its success throughout the years. Consistent success, and you were the coach.
Well, if you coach, you coach. If I'm going to coach Tiddlywinks, I'm going to coach it to win it. And you have to understand something. If I want to coach football and I want to be successful at it, I have got to develop a strength and conditioning, a speed development program that's going to make my kids bigger, faster, and stronger. Where else can I do it and get paid for it than take the last 3 months of a school year and tell them they better run track?
The spring conditioning program.
Yep. Well, and you know, going back some, you know, now you have track that competes with baseball and with golf. And you didn't always have those spring sports that, you know, if you wanted to do something in the spring, you had to run track or you didn't do anything. So now they have some other things offered to them. Not saying it's good or bad, but it does compete to get everybody back out for track, which, as you just heard from Hall of Famer in Missouri, that helps build a football team.
To say this, and they can't fire me now, but if they wanted to play football, they ran track.
That's right.
If you wanted to be a running back, you ran hurdles. It's just that simple.
Yep.
Coach, it has been an honor to have you on here at halftime. We talked about getting you on here all year. Got you here at homecoming. So that's going to wrap up tonight's interview with Coach Tony Geschwinder, Kelly Henderson, Corey Radford here at homecoming. Louisiana, Cunningham Field, 6-0, Van Far. We'll be right back with
thank you a lot.
Eagle Sports.
Sports brought to you by All Parts. Kayla Caldwell, certified financial planner with Edward Jones, and Ann Lane Boutique.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
This is Sarah Grody, and People's Savings Bank is excited to announce the Bobcat Debit Card. People's Savings Bank believes in giving back to the communities we serve, and that begins with the school district. Every time you use your Bobcat Debit Card as a credit, People's Savings Bank will give the school district 5 cents. That may not sound like a lot of money, but since starting this program 6 years ago, PSB has been able to give back over $120,000. Open an account online at ourpsb.com or stop by our branch. We are the one with a bright blue roof. Start earning the Bowling Green School District money today just by using your debit card. Member FDIC.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
And we're back, homecoming 2023, Cunningham Field, Louisiana, Missouri, as the homecoming royalty court is being announced. It's 6-0 Van Far over Louisiana. Still have the Hall of Fame inductions to come. Quite the lengthy homecoming here in Louisiana, homecoming halftime. I want to read a couple of scores to you. Pittsfield, who has not won a game all year, is up on Porta 20-6. So good for Pittsfield. Always good to see them get a win. The kids start preparing for the season all the way back into November and December of the year before, and you hate to see someone go winless. So 20-6 Pittsfield over Porta at halftime. And in Wright City, the game of the week, Bowling Green is beating Wright City 40-6. Bowling Green. That's probably Wright City's probably the second best team in the EMO this year. It's hard to argue that with their record, and Bowling Green just keeps on the train tracks, just going on down the rail. Probably maybe semifinals, quarterfinals is. You don't want to disrespect anybody, but that's probably going to be the first time that they're really going to find some contention. Like I said, the Hall of Fame class is about to be announced here. The royalty was just announced. Looks like the king is Green, Louisiana, one of the football players. I can't quite see who the queen is. I apologize to the family. I'll zoom in here. We're going to take Harley Norval is the queen. So our queen and king is Mr. Green and Harley Norval. 2023 homecoming royalty. We're going to take a break here at Eagle 102 Sports. Come back with the Hall of Fame inductions.
With Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by La Roots Hair Salon and Tanning, Sun Window Company, and MASH.
I'm Tylee Mills, the CEO of Pike County Memorial Hospital. You've heard it from your friends, family, and even neighbors. They choose Pike County Memorial Hospital. Quality care from quality people. Pike County Memorial Hospital.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
Cellular Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
And we're back here at Cunningham Field, Louisiana, Missouri. 6-0 Van Far over Louisiana at homecoming. We're about to have the Hall of Fame inductions. I'm going to lay out a little bit so you can hear the inductions of Kerry Valor, Jim Scott, Coach Les Beeman, Joe Calvin, the late Jim Scott, and the 1983 Louisiana golf team. That was state champions, I believe. Actually, Louisiana's got 3 state championships in golf over about 7 years. And Kelly, I was just saying that we're getting ready to hear the Hall of Fame inductions. That was awesome with Coach Geschwinder. My gosh, I could listen to him talk all day. And to get Les Beeman up here too would have been something else. I mean, we could have just walked away.
Yeah, we could have walked away and told them to review the Monette year and go through there. And I know for some of the younger listeners, it doesn't mean much, but that first year that they went to play for the state championship in football was a special year, especially in a small community. That was a football town, and to see everything full, the fans fill the stands, fill the track, 4 and 5 deep, fill the hills, and when they played Country Day, it was, that time I believe it was about 20 degrees with a wind. So that weather used to not keep the people from coming to watch the game.
Yeah, and the Hall of Fame ceremonies beginning and talking about the late, great Jim Scott. His family's over here. I'm going to put the camera on him, and I'm going to lay out.
While teaching in Texas, Jim received his master's degree in kinesiology from the University of Houston. Sadly, in 2015, Jim was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Jim passed away on January the 5th, 2017, after a hard-fought battle. People could describe Jim using 3 words: faith. Jim was a teacher and coach that had a knack for getting through kids than other teachers struggled to handle. He influenced so many people in his lifetime. That was obvious by the crowd of fellow coaches and past and present students and players that flooded Resurrection Lutheran Church on January the 12th, 2017, to say goodbye to Coach Jim Scott one final time. Here's the induction on Jim's behalf are various members of his family, including his mother, his wife, sister, and children, among others. Valor. Kelly is a 2005 graduate of Louisiana High School. Kelly was a three-sport athlete in softball, basketball, and track, lettering in all three sports all 4 years. She was an all-conference, all-district, and all-area athlete during her high school career. She was able to hit the 1,000 career point milestone in basketball, which has only been done by 4 women in the history of girls' basketball program at Louisiana. She was a valedictorian of her class at LHS and went on to graduate from the UMKC School of Medicine in 2011. Kelly is currently an assistant professor of surgery at Washington University in St. Louis with Barnes Jewish.
Kelly, we apologize. We we were talking over Joe Calvin's induction. Joe's our cousin. We probably never hear the end of that.
For 4 years under Hall of Fame coach Jim York. He then would take over as head coach of the Bulldogs football program in 1974. Over his 4 years as head coach, he would compile a record of 35-9. His 1977 football team would finish with a record of 10-2 and would be runner-up for the state title. After leaving Louisiana, Coach Beeman would get out of teaching and coaching for a short while, but he couldn't stay away long. He got back into teaching and coaching football and track at several different places. Coach Beeman currently resides in Owensville, Missouri, with his wife, Kathy. Coach Beeman's advice to LHS: the Bulldogs wait for no one. The 1984 golf team. The golf program at LHS had been cut by the school district in 1976. With the help of students, a supportive group of parents, and the community, the LHS golf team would reemerge in 1983. That leads us to the 1984 golf season. The team would lose 2 of their first 3 meets, but would go on to not lose a single meet or invitational for the rest of the year. They would win the Palmyra Invitational and Warrenton Invitational, as well as the CCC Conference Meet and District Meet. The Bulldogs will travel to Columbia and win the school's first ever state championship by 3 strokes over Helias Catholic. We have several members here tonight of the golf team. Ladies and gentlemen, are your 2023 Hall of Fame inductees.
So Kelly, real quick before we take a break, we talked over Joe Calvin's induction. I actually wrote up Joe's induction nomination. And Joe didn't need one. Joe's one of them that's on the Mount Rushmore here at Louisiana as far as all-around athletes. Went to Mizzou on a scholarship, played football. I mean, Joe was just a bad man.
Yep. And was 2 years older than I, and you know, played against him on that practice field, you know, every day. So I do know what that was. Hey, we're getting ready to kick the ball off here. Where we're at again, Van Far leads 6-0. Squib kick, covered up quickly by Cooper Lumley. Looks like they're going to start off on the Louisiana 46-yard line to begin this drive.
You know, and going back to wrapping a bow on Joe, because we talked over his induction. I always hear our good friend Avalte Bell say the hardest he's ever been hit on a football field is by Joe Calvin, Avalte's freshman year.
He could bring the wood whenever he wanted to. So Louisiana comes out. Looks like they got 2 to the right, 1 to the left split. Belly to Brady on the left side of the line. Good for about 3 yards, it looks like. Bring up a 2nd and 7.
Just not a lot there. Just a simple dive play by Brady Shepard. I think it's time. We set them up going up the middle a lot here, Louisiana has. Now let's start attacking these edges, see if there's anything out there.
Yep. In the first half, Van Far did a pretty good job of setting the edges, but I agree. I think you got to probe it every now and again. Yeah. Movement.
Louisiana came out in a 2 tight end set there.
Yeah.
See that?
If that's right, there's the 6th penalty on Louisiana tonight.
Oh, that's. I think I counted up. That's the 8th one because that
Okay.
last drive was 3 alone.
I forgot the roughing the passer. Yeah. So we moved from a 2nd and 7, and we're at a 2nd and 14.
One of the things I was going to ask Tony was how much running would be going on Monday if his teams had this many penalties.
Oh, yeah, it'd be a bunch. So going to that, Brady Shepard went up the middle over on the left side again. Might have got a yard. We're at 3rd and 13 at this point.
Van Far has taken away the middle, everything up the A and B gap. So Louisiana's going to have to start attacking different parts of the Van Far defense. It's still a 6-0 game, so it's hard to say. You got to start throwing the ball. Don't want to get too impatient here, but it's going to get late early.
We'll back in the booth in 3rd and 12, airing it out down the right side. Has a man open. Blackwell tipped by the defender over the outstretched arms of the defender. Falls incomplete at the 35-yard line. It'll bring up 4th and 12. They didn't waste any time after the ceremony to start playing. I noticed I was saying goodbye to a few people. I looked behind me, and they were running plays.
They were trying to kick it off while they were still doing the ceremony.
Well, I didn't notice that, but so after all of that, Louisiana's going to go 3 and out. A good kick by Harrison. Angles to the right side at the 20, inside the 20 to the 15, and that's where it's going to be down. And Van Far will have it on their first possession, 1st and 10 from their own 15.
So, Rodney, tell us a little bit about what it was like down there on the field for the Hall of Fame.
Well, I mean, obviously it's a lot of fun, and you flash back to the years that you won the state championship, and I'm not going to lie, it was very emotional for me as one of my best friends and longest friends was put in at the same time.
Yeah, I know that you guys were close and where it's at, but he had a great career and was a great man.
We're talking about Jim Scott, and I tell you, Rodney, Tony Geschwinder was on with us at halftime. Just had amazing things to say about Jim and about the rest of the Hall of Fame class. And just a heck of an interview at halftime. If anybody's got a chance to go back and listen to it on the YouTube channel for Eagle 102 Sports, do it. It's tremendous.
But it was a lot of fun, and if a team that I was a part of was going to go in, I couldn't imagine a better time to go in than with Jim. And of course, a lot of his family was there, and I've seen those kids grow up. So it was emotional, but it's a neat deal. I'm glad that they got that started here in town, however many years ago that they did, and it's neat. Van Far picked up about 15. Ball's on the ground, it looks like. Louisiana has it. They recover the fumble at the Van Far 46-yard line, and there's the boost of momentum that the Bulldogs need to get this thing turned the other direction.
They needed, I think Van Far had one penalty maybe in the first half, maybe, and this is only the second miscue that I've seen them have all game. And Louisiana has got to capitalize on it, and they have got to play clean on this drive and get it in the end zone.
Looked like Black, number 22, recovered the fumble for Louisiana.
Louisiana had several good drives in the first half, and they just shot themselves in the foot and had one touchdown taken off the board. And, I think they're in a good position for the second half of the football game to come out on top, but they've got to play clean. Twins in the backfield, handoff up the middle. Shepard bounces at the 45, inside the 45 all the way to near the 40-yard line, a gain of 6 on first down, almost 7.
So this is one of the first times tonight that Louisiana's been able to run on that right side inside the tackle and have a significant gain. So maybe they found something there at halftime that they're able to make a couple adjustments up on that offensive line and open up some holes on that side. The left side, they've been able to run pretty good all night.
They lined up with 2 backs in the backfield, which is not their standard formation. They have 2 again. Harrison takes the snap, hands off, pitches to the near side. Green cuts it back at the 40. Not going to get much. Might get a half a yard.
Yeah.
Just slow developing, and there was nothing there when DeMarco tried to turn the corner. The defense was there waiting for it.
It is, and Van Far has done a nice job of not allowing Louisiana to have anything on the perimeter tonight. Everything that has really been long gainers has been more between the tackles and just off tackle.
On these edge plays that Louisiana's running, they're leaving the ball carrier one-on-one out there. I'd like to see them lead a fullback or lead a tight end in motion.
Option play. Now a reverse zero. Looks to cut it upfield. Tries to get outside. Cuts it up at the 40. Still on his feet. Going to gain about 3. Won't get the first down, but it'll be 4th and about 1 or 2. Zero on the reverse. Had a good look and had one man to get outside of. Van Far did a nice job of maintaining the edge. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. 4th and 1. One back in the backfield. Handoff fake. Still trying to fight for yardage. He didn't get it. It's going to be a turnover on downs as Harrison kept it off the left tackle.
Yeah, that little counter keeper that they've been running all night has been their bread and butter, and they try to run it there, and Van Far was ready for that play and was able to shut it down. That's tough. Good defense by Van Far there.
Stuffed it in the backfield, might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Nonetheless, he needed to pick up 2, was not able to do so. So turnover on downs. Van Far now has it 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Single receiver comes to the near side. Conaway under center, has 2 backs in the backfield. Hand back off to the tailback, hitting the line of scrimmage, fights for yardage, and might pick up a half a yard. We'll see where the spot is. Good penetration by the defensive front for Louisiana.
Cooper Lumley did a wonderful job over there. He went out and set edge, turned that ball carrier back up to where he had help, and was able to keep it to a minimal gain.
2nd and 9. Ball resting at just inside their own 40-yard line. 25 on the play clock. Just underway here, 3rd quarter of play. Van Far on top 6-0 of the home Louisiana Bulldogs. 2 receivers to the near side, Twins to the top of the field as well. Single back in the backfield. Offset to the left of Conaway is Ty Evans. Man in motion. Conaway in the backfield. Busted play. Gets away from a man at the 40. Still on his feet to the 45, 50. Into the backfield. It's a foot race to the 35, 30. Wrestled down just inside the 30-yard line, and Louisiana had Conaway dead to rights in the backfield. He slips through for a gain of 20, 25 on the play, and the chains move.
Yeah, how many times do you see a broken play like we just saw? It was a mishandle by the running back, and Conaway goes on and pulls it and looks and sees to his right side that he's got a clear lane and has a big keeper. Now, again, that's where that Louisiana defense has got to keep their discipline. And even if you're on the offside and your job is to set edge, you have to keep that edge and you trail to not allow that to happen.
1st and 10, ball spotted at the Louisiana 30-yard line. I formation under center's Conaway. Hands off to the tailback. cuts to the left side, falls forward for a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. Ty Evans on the carry.
Yeah, nice job by the right side of Louisiana defense. Both the tackle and the end held their ground there, and then Brady Shepard was able to come up and clean it up from the linebacker position.
You know, they're going to say a gain of 1.
Yeah, that's generous.
Well, the ball spot and the down marker are not in the same spot. We'll call it a long 9 to go, 2nd down. 5.5 minutes left here, 3rd quarter. Van Far has the ball, driving into 6-point lead. I formation under centers, Conaway. Handoff to the fullback. Off left tackle. Might have picked up 3. It'll be 3rd down. Gibson with the carry.
I am, Rodney, I'm shocked that Van Far hasn't went back to that at least a couple times of spreading that offense out and letting that running back just pick a spot and go. They haven't, I don't think they've run that play since the first play of the game. And they had a nice gain off of that.
Gained 8-9 yards on first play of the game and haven't gone back to it. 3rd and along 6, maybe 7 yards. I formation once again. Conaway, quarterback sneak, takes it. It's going to pick up 1st down yardage. Just nobody home. Must have saw a gap there and easily moved the chains.
So I would want to guess that, Louisiana's running that 4-4, and if they're running it on stack right there, I would want to guess that head coach told that quarterback, if you come up and your center's uncovered, I'm going to tap the center and away we go.
We had an audible the same thing. Even defense, if they ran a stack, you were given 6, 7, 8, 9 yards every time. 1st and 10, Van Far. Inside the 20 at the 17. 13 on the play clock. Conaway operates out of the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Drops straight back to pass, airs it out down the left side for the end zone, trying to get. Well, they're going to throw a flag in the end zone, pass interference against Louisiana.
I guess the referee's going to ignore that thing went out of the back of the end zone, so it was completely uncatchable. But penalty number 10 for Louisiana tonight, Rodney.
Well, they haven't listened to the keys to the game, so that's going to move it, I assume, half the distance to the goal. Automatic 1st down.
Well, and there was a blatant hold on the Van Far right tackle there that didn't get seen. I don't know. Maybe it's because Louisiana has maybe a history of these penalties and a reputation of, and I can't explain it.
I watch the Raiders every Sunday. It's eerily similar.
Yeah.
So it looks like it is 1st and goal to go just inside the 10-yard line. Van Far and Conaway will operate under center out of the I formation. Hand off to the tailback. We've got a flag on the play. Ball's out, but recovered by Van Far about the 3, but this one's coming back on a hold.
First penalty for Van Far tonight.
So that's going to be goal to go from the 20, just inside the 20, I suppose.
Or Kelly, should I say, first penalty called on Van Far tonight.
Yeah.
Well, here's the break you need if you're Louisiana. Now you've got goal to go from the 20-yard line. You need to hold them out of the end zone here.
Already down to 3:57 in this 3rd quarter.
You don't want to go down by 2 scores.
No.
As the clock will start to work against you. Quickly to the line of scrimmage, bunched formation, power I formation under center Conaway. Got another flag.
I'll start.
You see that quite a bit. You see it at a lot of different levels. Van Far breaks the huddle and runs to the line of scrimmage to go quick, and they didn't have their signals straight.
Yeah,
and
I don't think they ever got set.
They did not, and it'll be 1st and goal to go from the 25.
Louisiana needs to bow up here and prevent a score because it is, as Rodney said, it's getting late early here.
Yeah, it's not so early anymore. We're starting to get late.
The midnight hour is upon us.
Ball spotted right on the Louisiana 25-yard line. Under center, rolling to his left. Conaway airs it out, has a man wide open back of the end zone, overthrows the receiver.
Fair coverage that time. Went back and it looked like they kind of bracketed the receiver. Conaway threw an uncatchable ball. Had a little bit of pressure from the Louisiana defensive line.
I'm a little bit confused why the first down markers are still on the field. They've got the first down marker at the 10-yard line. That hold, it was on a goal to go. It should have been first and goal to go from the 20. I don't understand. Right now, the first down marker says they can get a first down inside the 10. We'll see. It's second down now. Second and, I believe, goal to go. Shotgun formation, single back to the right of Conaway. Puts a man in motion across the formation. Takes the snap, looks to pitch, cuts it up. Nice play. Stopped in the backfield. Nick Tula right there. A loss of 3.
From that defensive end position, it's nice to, watch these. There has been good progression with the defensive ends and the outside backers whenever they have edge responsibility. Playing much better setting edge now than they were the first 2, 3, 4 ball games.
And Rodney, you go back to the first down stick still being up over there. This should be a goal to go situation. Having a little flashbacks of Colorado, Missouri fit down, are you?
Oh, let's not bring that up. Third and goal to go from the 26-yard line. Shotgun formation. Conaway looks to his left, now rolls back, airs it out to the middle, has a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Van Far from 26 yards out.
Yeah, Zera just lost his man back there. He was the defender, the main defender on that receiver, and just lost where his man was at, and he got it wide open.
He got caught looking in the backfield, which there's no reason for that.
Nope.
But Van Far, 26-yard pass play with 2:57 left in the third quarter.
On second and goal from the 26.
Yep.
Go back to what Coach Tony Geschwinder was talking to us at halftime about discipline. It's not just about internal discipline. It's about discipline, staying in your lane, staying in your role out there on defense.
That's right.
2-point attempt forthcoming. Conaway rolls out to his right. Under pressure, looks for a man in the corner of the end zone, and is caught. The 2-point conversion is good.
So I watched that whole play develop, and DeMarco Green had the defense on that receiver that time. DeMarco never looked at his receiver. He was looking in the backfield the whole time, and maybe they don't teach the technique of looking at the receiver's eyes, and where his hands go up, your hands go up. All right, I think we're going to take a break.
2:57 left, 14-0 Van Far. Back with more on Eagle 102 after this.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Bip Veach and Collier Funeral Homes, Calumet of Missouri, and Kearns Construction.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades, and that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Pike County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and All Parts.
After the touchdown, Van Far leads 14-0, and it's a squib kick onside, recovered nicely by Polston, and Louisiana puts it in play with good field position at their own 49-yard line. You know, a lot of teams are just basically kicking onside kicks every time. I don't know why they don't try that little pooch kick, 20, 25 yards down the field to one of the sidelines.
Yeah, I don't know. I know the deep kick. I just don't think they want to give the other team the opportunity of a big play.
Well, Louisiana down by 2 scores, rolling to the near side to pass. Harrison has time. Looking, running out of space, cuts up, steps it out of bounds at the 47. It'll be a loss of 1. Nobody open.
Nobody open. Just never saw anybody. Pumped a couple times and just didn't see anybody there.
Nobody open, guys. But but no creativity in the routes. Everything's just go downfield.
Yeah. You had one receiver, Zerwa, was downfield with 4 defenders around him, and everybody else was bunched in the flat, and there was nowhere to go.
Yeah.
2nd and 11. Harrison stands behind the line of scrimmage with Shepard offset to his left. Lumley comes in motion across the formation to the left. Running to the near side, Harrison. Hitting the backfield, fights forward to the line of scrimmage. Nothing there. Actually ran that to the wide side of the field, and Van Far was right there ready to make that stop.
Yeah, it's that little design power draw that they were running with some success in the first half, and Van Far's done some defensive adjustments to shut down what Louisiana was doing well in the first half. So, gonna have to go to something else here on offense for a little bit.
3rd and 10. They did give Harrison a yard on that last play. Zero single receiver to the near side. Ball right in the middle of the field. Green comes in motion. Fake the jet sweep. Harrison steps up. Now takes off 45 to the 43-yard line. Didn't get the first down, but it's going to be 4th and very short.
You don't see that very often. The referee helped Ethan Harrison up off the ground there.
4th and less than a yard. Obviously, time running short. 1:42 left in the third quarter. Louisiana needs to pick this up, move the chains. They're inside Van Far territory. Ball spotted down at the 42. Harrison in the shotgun. Shepard offset to his right.
Yeah. Hard on long count.
Hard count by Harrison draws off the Van Far defensive front. That 5 yards will move the chains. 1st and 10 Louisiana.
Yeah. Van Far was going to send the house on the blitz that time, and some of those backers just couldn't wait.
Couldn't quite hold their water. 1st and 10 Louisiana as we approach the end of the third quarter. Bulldogs really need to turn this drive into points. The end of the third quarter, 1st of the 4th. Lumley slides in motion to the left across the formation. Snap back. Harrison drops back to pass. Under pressure, rolls out to his right. Needs to get some space. Does so. Turns it upfield to the 40. Ball's out. Van Far has it. I thought Ethan stepped out of bounds before he lost the ball, but if he did, the officials didn't see it, and the Indians have the ball at the Louisiana, at their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, and I know it's hard, and Ethan's a hard runner and tries to make a lot of things happen on his own. That time there, I just wish when he got around that corner and saw a defender there, he just tossed her out of bounds and went on, and we tried for the next one.
Tough break, tough mistake there for Louisiana. So Van Far gets it back with 1:18 left. Third quarter, they have the ball at their own 37 with a 14-point lead. Play clock at 10 as the Indians break the huddle. They'll come up with the I formation. Single receiver left and right. Hand off to the tailback, running to the right side, hitting the backfield and dropped. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him forward progress. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Louisiana shot a backer that time and happened to guess right in the gap, and the backer took on the lead blocker, and Hughes was able to follow in shortly after and clean up the ball carrier. So nice defensive play by Louisiana that time.
Ty Evans, the tailback, Gibson, the fullback, in their I formation when Conaway drops under center.
Van Far's just milking clock at this point.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
They'll have to run one more play here in the fourth quarter, or in the third quarter. 37 on the game clock, 10 on the play clock. Handoff, running right side. Evans picks up about 3. And it'll be 3rd and 7, and Van Far will not have to snap it again. And I would anticipate that they don't. 15 on the play clock. Van Far goes to the sideline. After 3 quarters of play, Van Far has the ball. They'll face a 3rd and 7 when we come back. 14-0 is the score. More after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by the Keeley Center, Service and Supply Co-op, and Ameriprise Certified Financial Planner Tamara Schurter.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service, but did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling
The
Green.
Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing Merc BK Mobile with the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account. You'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Rod Prentice and Brenda Crawford, State Farm agents, Pepsi, and Ackles Farm Market.
All right, getting ready to start things here in the fourth quarter. Louisiana has Van Far facing a 3rd and 7. The Indians have it at their own 41. Van Far with the 14-0 lead. 3rd and 7. Louisiana needs to get off the field these next 2 downs, get the ball back, and put together a sustained drive. They've had some success offensively, shot themselves in the foot, and haven't been able to score. Handoff to the tailback running to the left, going to gain about 3. It'll be 4th and 3. Gibson with the carry, operating out of the tailback slot this time.
I don't know. If you're Van Far Way, you just don't punt it and pin them deep here.
You know what? I think I run it. I'm pitching a shutout right now. I think I try to get the first down here. You know, Louisiana hasn't shown that they can score yet, and I would not be – it looks like they're going to punt it, but I would not be scared to run it here and trust my defense.
It'd be a good opportunity for a fake. They are in punt formation. Harrison drops back at his own 27 for the punt. Running some clock, 8 on the play clock. High snap, fielded by Conaway, kicks it to the right side. It's an end-over-end low kick. It's going to roll inside the 20, still rolling to the 16-yard line, and that's where Louisiana will put it in play.
Yeah. Kicked the worm burner, but it ran a long way on that ground and put Louisiana in poor field position down here.
Louisiana's had some good drives, as we talked about. They just need to play some clean football here and punch something in the end zone and see what happens. But they're going to, the time for making mistakes and coming back from them
is over.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's time to play clean football.
They need first downs, get out of bounds, use as little clock as possible.
A full quarter of football. It's not like they have to do anything. They don't have to depart from their game plan. They just need to tweak the game plan to counter the adjustments that Van Far has made. Now this formation, there's some room up the middle. Snap back, Shepard coming to the near side at the 15. Still on his feet to the 20, to the 25, 30, drugged down at the 32. And the defensive formation, I noticed it. There was some room in the middle.
There was some room, yeah. They brought them trips out to the left side of the formation, and it opened it up, and good play call there.
It was the right call for that defense, and there was nobody home, and Shepard picked up 15, almost 20 on the play. 1st and 10, Louisiana.
See if it's there again.
It's there to the right side this time. Handoff, Shepard gets to the right side with room across the 40 to the 42, gain of 5 or 6. It was kind of the same formation, but to the other side, and Shepard was able to slide through there and pick up about 7.
Yeah, and I know that they've had more success running to the left side tonight, but you've got to run both sides a little bit, and I was glad to see him cut it back to that right side.
Yeah, Van Far's made some adjustments, dropped a couple backers into the middle of the field now, and 5 down linemen. Be a good time to go outside. Hand off to Shepard. Not going to get anything.
Yeah.
Go to the edge there was open because they had 7, 8 guys in the box there, and they weren't going to let that beat them again. 3rd and 4.
Yeah, that was the time to try to get the perimeter going.
3rd and 4. 9 minutes left, fourth quarter. Shepard stands to Harrison's right. 2 receivers top of the field, single receiver to the near side. Harrison looks, hands off Shepard, bounces off tackle to the left. He's going to have the first down across the 45, falling out to the 48-yard line.
Now would be, for me, I'd run that play action belly to Shepard and see if I could find somebody deep. But it'd have to be a quick read.
Green and Blackwell to the near side. 0 top of the field. Lumley tight to the right. Van Far has a lot of players in the box. 1st and 10. Harrison. Hands off, fakes it, keeps it, but very slow developing, couldn't get the edge. Van Far has done a nice job all night of maintaining their edge discipline, and Ethan lost about 2 on that play.
Yeah.
I'm like you, Kelly. I think at that point, rather than, that's a good time to go ahead and belly it. They're sneaking everybody up in the box and back, in the box, drop back and, run some route over the middle there.
And they're bringing it. They're bringing a lot of linebackers every time. It's where it's at. The tight end seams open off that play action. There's just a lot of things that are there.
Harrison fakes it across the 50, cuts to the outside, tries to turn the quarter. He does so to the 45, to the 40. First down, Ethan Harrison, and the chains will move.
Nice job there. Like I said, Ethan tries to make things happen whenever he can. Great individual effort. Sometimes doing that, you wind up getting the ball stripped from you, but whenever you don't have anything else going, sometimes that's the only route you have.
1st and 10, ball at the Van Far 40-yard line. Harrison has Shepard offset to the right in the backfield in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, looks to the right, looks to throw. Now tucks it, turns it upfield to the 40. He'll be out of bounds. Where will they mark him? Inside the 40. Going to give him progress to the 37, gain of 3.
Yeah, and clock management becomes important now. You're down under 8 minutes in the final quarter and down by 2 scores. So nice that he got out of bounds there. He's going to have to have a few more of those and get it in the end zone.
2nd and 7.
Get a drag route. Get something going on across the middle.
It's open because they're sending at least one backer and usually 2 and sometimes 3. So
Louisiana doesn't have this line of scrimmage covered on this near side, or they have a tight end. Nobody's on the line of scrimmage. No flags. Harrison looks across the middle. Had Lumley dragging across the middle, and it just was a low throw.
Yeah. There was that play action fake and middle throw. That's what needed to happen. Just an inaccurate throw. I believe Lumley was open enough to be able to, on a proper pass, to be able to catch that ball and go. I liked the play call there. It just wasn't executed.
You see that? I'm still hung up with the fact that there was no tight end and we had nobody covering the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, a lot of times, at receivers to check with that referee there to make sure he's up far enough.
But he actually backed off 2 yards, which was surprising. Nonetheless, 3rd and 7. Lumley comes in motion to the near side. Harrison looks to throw, in trouble, looks to roll out to the right, tucks it down to the 40, to the 35, and we've got a flag from all the way back here in the back judge. I think they may get Lumley with a hold. Downfield, away from the play.
Going to get Lumley with a hold, or are they going to get the D-back with a hold?
Well, we don't know yet. On the offense.
See, number 11, Louisiana.
Man, can't have it.
So you're looking at a 3rd and about 14. I don't think Louisiana gained first down yardage, but they'd have 2 downs to pick it up.
And how many of these penalties have happened on the Van Far side of the field, too?
Yeah.
Well, and that one happened in an area that wasn't even going to come close to affecting the play. 3rd and 14. Harrison puts Lumley in motion to the near side. Handoff to Lumley. Comes to the right, looks to throw. Steps, the man has a face mask. Penalty flag on the ground. They're going to get Van Far with the face mask in the backfield. So that's going to give Louisiana a new set of downs.
I heard Coach Smith call it first, and I think he's beginning to wonder if the refs were going to going to throw the flag, but they either talked him into it or it just happened so quick the refs couldn't get to the flag yet.
Well, that one would be pretty hard to miss. It was Lumley and one defender in the backfield. Nobody else was close, and didn't get the tackle by the face mask, but just about drug Cooper down.
You know, I'm having a hard time understanding these long, drawn-out plays tonight that just aren't successful. Get the ball out of Harrison's hands quick, like you did on the pass to Lumley earlier that was incomplete, but it was there.
Well, that's the problem that I have with this spread. You know, whenever you got your quarterback to the back, you know, set up in that backfield, you can't get a ball carrier to the line of scrimmage as quick as you can being under center and, you know, running an eye or, you know, some formation of it. And so you have to resort to, you know, the misdirection in the backfield to be able to get it open.
1st and 10, Louisiana. Harrison rolls out to his right, looks to throw the football, looks downfield, pump fake,
Another flag.
heads upfield, got
Another
a flag on
flag.
the play, going to be holding. Harrison picked up about 7-8 yards, but it's going to come back. I would imagine it's in the area you would expect it to be called holding against Louisiana. We'll see what the officials say.
Holding.
It is holding against Louisiana, so it'll be 1st and 20-ish.
So, again, we had Tony Caswinder up here at halftime, and, you know, we were talking to him, going through all the years and all that. But I know one thing, for every penalty that you had in game night, you ran a 440 the next day.
Yes, you did. I had 7:26 to play. Looks like we've got a timeout on the field. We'll step aside for a break. More stories when we come back after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Brian and Heather White with White Insurance Agency, DG Firearms, and Hayden's Motorsports Center.
On every journey, you should enjoy peace of mind. I'm Corey Buchanan at Pike County Mutual Insurance Company. We take pride in keeping you protected. That's why we offer discounts for good students, safe driving, and more. Trust us to look out for the road ahead. For a free insurance quote on your home, auto, farm, or ATV needs, give myself or
Shelley Glucky
a call today. Pike County Mutual Insurance Company on the square in Bowling Green.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Rick Rodhouse, Country Financial Agent, Noah Builders, and Central State Bank of Illinois.
Well, after the break, Louisiana had the holding penalty, so it's 1st and 20. Ball at the Van Far 31-yard line. Time continues to tick, 7:26 left, 4th quarter. Van Far on top. Harrison drops straight back to pass, has a man over the middle. Behind the intended receiver, Zerwa.
Zero was there, and he threw it low, which I don't mind. Where it was at, he just threw it behind him, and Ethan's accuracy, not with his passes, just aren't quite there.
Yeah, maybe getting a little bit too technical here for most of the fans, but he's overstriding on his throws, and he's going down almost like a pitcher's motion.
Yeah.
And that's why these balls are dying. Throwing it hard.
Yeah.
Probably too hard.
His footwork just quite ain't there yet.
2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Clock does stop. Harrison checks his armband, has Shepard offset to the left. Green comes in motion. Fake it right up the middle. Harrison cuts at the 30, inside the 30 to the 25-yard line, and picked up half of the yardage that he needed to pick up, a little over half. It'll be spotted right at the 25-yard line, 3rd and 9.
You know, I'm not sure why that they're not going back to that trip setup that they had a little earlier, and where they had a lot of success running back away from them trips between the tackles, but they haven't went back into that formation.
Ball rests in the middle of the field, 2 receivers to the top of the field, single receivers, Blackwell to the near side. 3 backs in the backfield. Harrison looks to pitch to Green, coming around the near side, trying to get the corner to the 45-30. He's going to fall down at the 30 and lose about 5 yards. And those plays, Van Far has been on that every time Louisiana's tried to run it.
Their defense has excellent discipline with that. They don't over pursue, especially from the backside. They hold the responsibility on the backside of it and trail, and they've been able to shut that down the majority of the night.
Well, it's going to be 4th and 14. Obviously, Louisiana keeps the offense on the field. 6 minutes, 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Time really starting to work against the Bulldogs.
Kelly, do you think tightening the formation a little bit, maybe not having the wide receivers out so wide?
Empty backfield, 5 receivers in the formation, 3 to the wide side, 2 to the near side. Harrison stands alone, takes the snap, looks to go across the middle, has a man, caught inside the 15-yard line.
And that should be a penalty.
No good.
Oh.
Nope. Saying he bobbled it.
Incomplete. Lumley. I thought he caught it.
I did too.
They're saying incomplete. The first to notice it was the Van Far players, and then the officials came in behind and said incomplete. So a turnover on downs. Vandalia gets the ball back up by 2 scores.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not real sure that there was a referee there that had a vantage point to see that, but okay.
Lumley got rung up pretty hard across the middle there, too. Certainly could have called a penalty for a defenseless receiver. I don't know exactly what that's called at the high school level, but nonetheless, incomplete.
By far, Ethan Harrison's best pass of the night.
It was right on the money.
Yep.
But as a receiver, with the balls coming out low, he started his slide is a little bit too early. I think it affected it.
1st and 10, we've got a flag. I think it's going to be a motion against Van Far. Now they're going to say offside defense.
Yeah.
And there's the Baker's dozen.
The Baker's dozen. 12 penalties.
That was 13.
13?
13, yeah.
1st and 5 after the infraction against Louisiana.
I mean, you try not to get frustrated broadcasting the game about penalties that you don't have any, that we don't have any say-so or we can't do anything up here about it. But to watch it, like Tony said, Tony Geschwinder, it's an absolute discipline problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first few weeks, hardly any penalties.
Conaway pitches to the tailback, spinning at the 35-yard line, falls forward to the 39. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Head edge set that time well. Turn the runner back up. Brady Shepard was linebacker there in the field position and made contact early with him, but couldn't bring him down. Allowed him to get about 3.5, 4 more yards after first contact. So
Gibson picks up 4. Van Far obviously very content to let this clock run.
Rodney Kelly and I were talking before you came back up here about the penalty situation with Louisiana. How much would Tony have had him running Monday?
Well, my last game I ever played in the playoffs, 2 things happened. I recovered a fumble. The first thing I thought about is I get a helmet decoration. I jumped off sides, and I thought, oh, my God, if we win, I'm going to have to run a quarter mile. And that's a quarter mile I wish I had to run as Van Far picks up the first down. The quarterback keeper gains about 11 inside Louisiana territory to the 49, but it was something that was ingrained in all of our head. There was a consequence, and when we made a penalty, we knew what was coming. That applied to our head coach or any coach as well. I saw Tony run some quarters and half miles for a personal foul. He got 2 trips around the track.
Yep.
1st and 10, Van Far. Clock continues to run under 4 minutes, 15 seconds to play. 10 on the play clock as they break the huddle. Single receiver to the near side, I formation. Under center is Conaway. Conaway takes the snap, hands off to Gibson, the tailback. Cuts it into the backfield, into the second level. Another first down inside the 40 to the 35-yard line, and Van Far is doing a nice job of putting this one away.
Just a huge hole up the middle. Well blocked by Van Far, poorly defended by Louisiana.
I think if you told me to start this game that, late in the fourth that Van Far's only going to have 14 points on the board, I was going to say, well, Louisiana's going to have a good chance of being this ball game, but pitching the shutout tonight, so.
So Gibson's your tailback. Under center's Conaway. Handoff, keeper by Conaway. Faked the handoff to the fullback, who Evans, who operated out of the tailback for most of the first half. He slid into the fullback. Conway picks up about 1 yard, 2nd and 9, but the 40-second play clock resets. We're under 3 minutes. I think this set of downs is probably when you're going to need to start using some timeouts.
Yep. Yeah,
I mean, you're clipping
You're
off
there.
40 to 45 seconds every snap right now.
Yeah.
15 on the play clock as Conway brings the Indians to the line of scrimmage. He's keeping the play clock in mind. Handoff to the fullback, Evans. He picks up about 3 or 4. It's going to be 3rd and 5, and you've got to take a timeout right here. No timeout taken. 3rd and 5. So at this point, there's going to be a minute 45 left. And a minute 30 left before this ball's even snapped.
Yeah.
Minute 50 and counting. 10 on the play clock. Conway under center with the I formation. Has Evans at the fullback. Gibson is the tailback. Handoff Evans up the middle.
Yep.
Near the first down yardage. And they'll get the first down, some extracurriculars after the fact. There might be more. There might be multiple penalties. Tempers are running a little bit hot right now.
Yeah, so Cooper Lumley was out there and got blocked, and there was a Van Fart player that was on top of him, just laid on top of him, and Cooper was trying to get out from underneath of him, and
well, you know,
some tempers.
The second, the retaliation is always what gets flagged.
Yep.
And that's exactly what you had there. Cooper was just trying to get out from under the block and did so forcefully, and I think they're gonna call a flag on Cooper, which, to be honest, is a little bit unfortunate. Officials may be just confused, and then Tommy Black came in to defend his teammate.
Make sure to stay tuned for Eagle 102 Sports postgame show following the Louisiana Van Far homecoming game here in Louisiana.
Yeah, and just a quick programming note, we'll be bringing the game on Thursday night this coming week from Wright City, and an early start. I believe it's a 5:30 start.
Yeah, pregame most likely at 5 p.m. We have to confirm that with the Michael Corleone of KJFM, Gordon Sanders. Can't call him the Godfather because that's Tom.
Well, the officials got their heads together and called offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct, and I think that's, if you're going to call anything, I think that's the way to call that play.
Yeah, I agree.
Still the 14th penalty for Louisiana. We're up to 14.
3rd and 5. A minute 35 left in the football game.
So, I don't know why they do any different. I'd say fullbacks going over the left, off the left offensive tackle. That's what we've seen. They've had success with it, and let's see if they don't run it again here.
Under center, Conway hands off to the tailback. Gibson runs to the left. We've got a flag on the play. Gibson's going to be short of the first down. Could be a holding.
Yeah.
Well, that'll back up Van Far, but time has slipped away from Louisiana. They're down 2 scores and have yet to stop the clock via timeout.
3rd and 1.
And if you're Van Far, I would expect to see a very similar play, just something to run and keep the clock moving and force Louisiana to burn a timeout.
Bowling Green continues their undefeated season with a win tonight of 52-6.
Shotgun formation, looking to pass. Conway airs it out over the middle, incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 16.
No flag?
No flag, and the clock is stopped with a minute 24 left.
Kelly, you made reference to, I think it was your senior year homecoming game where the float mysteriously caught on fire.
Freshman year.
Freshman year. Have
yeah.
we
The
have
floats?
Floats. Have you have you done any more investigating this week?
No, I just figured it's better to let that sleeping dog lie. Yeah.
Punt formation, Van Far. Kicks away, angles to the right side. Nobody there for Louisiana. It's inside the 10 and into the end zone for a touchback. So Louisiana's going to have it 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 1:15 left.
And needing 2 scores.
Well, it was a tall task to say the least, but that last set of downs, you could have saved a minute and a half of time.
Yeah.
A couple of timeouts. Nonetheless, they've got the ball, needing 2 scores. Need to have a little magic. Harrison stands in the backfield. And Van Far has called a timeout. We'll step aside for a break as well. 14-0 is our score. 1:15 left in the fourth quarter from Cunningham Field. More after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Gypsy Soul Salon and Boutique, Lacrosse Lumber, and Meyer Implement Company.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM, brought to you by Community State Bank of Missouri, County Market, Louisiana, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Barring a miraculous comeback from a 2-score deficit with 1:15 left, Louisiana looking square in the face at 2-7. Van Far trying to square their record up at 4-4.
I'll tell you what, and you don't want to see, Louisiana get shut out on homecoming, especially for the seniors. You'd like to at least go down here and score a touchdown.
Harrison will stand with Shepard offset to his left in the backfield, tight to the right, 3 receivers to the top of the field. Handoff to Shepard up the middle, the 20-yard line, a gain of 4.
Call a timeout? Doesn't appear so.
Looking to surprise him.
Clock continues to run as we come under a minute left to play. Harrison checks his armband. Takes the snap, looks to the near side to Blackwell. Cuts it up at the 25 to the 30. Still on his feet, 35-40. Tries to break free. Gets all the way out to the 46-yard line. Steps out of bounds. The clock will stop, and that was a good-looking pass play. And
first thought that went through my head, Kelly, where's this been all night?
Yeah.
The quick hitting screens.
Yeah. A little bit, but of course, Van Far's in a little bit of a different defense now. They're trying to keep everything in front of them, so there's a little bit of room for those now.
37 seconds, ball on the 46. Harrison looks to throw, pump fakes, rolls to his right, looks downfield. Somebody held. There's a penalty flag. Harrison breaks free across midfield. He'll be wrestled out of bounds on the far sideline after an 8-yard gain.
I saw 2 receivers just quit their route and just go into not even a jog. It was kind of maybe a fast walk whenever Harrison was still eligible to throw the football.
Nobody was coming back.
Nobody was coming back. They just quit their routes. They can't do that. I mean, they've got to continue to try to find a way to get open so that Harrison can dump that ball to him if he needs to.
Penalty number 15 tonight on the Louisiana Bulldogs.
Amazing.
15.
Amazing.
26 seconds left. Louisiana, after the holding penalty, has it 1st and 20. Ball at their own 36-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side. Zira stands top of the field in front of the Van Far bench. Harrison alone in the backfield, calls for the snap. Takes the snap, heads straight up field, going to be hit and dropped for no gain.
What a roll, I think.
We're under 15 seconds to play, and I don't know if Louisiana will get another playoff or not. Looks like that's going to do it. 14-0 is our final. Van Far over Louisiana at homecoming at Cunningham Field. We'll be back with the post-game wrap after this on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 postgame show is coming up. As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Our agency is currently looking to hire multiple positions: RNs, LPNs, CNAs, physical therapist assistants, and breastfeeding peer counselor, all from full-time to part-time to contracted. Please visit our website at www.pikecountyhealth.org for more information and to apply online.
Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company is a proud sponsor of the local schools and their athletes. When it's time to quench that thirst, reach for one of the many Pepsi products found in the local concession stands, including Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sundrop, or the all-new Starry Lemon Lime. If you are wanting something other than soda, enjoy Bubbler, Clarbrun Water, Lipton Teas, Gatorade, and more. Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company in New Haven and Bowling Green wishes all the area athletes a great season.
When you're looking for a taste of Italy in Pike County, visit Gambino's Eatery in Louisiana, just a block from the riverfront on 3rd and Georgia. Create your own pasta dish. Experience the Gambino family recipe meatballs in a toasted garlic bun. Or enjoy some Italian wine with friends while indulging in cannoli dip with cinnamon sugar chips. Italian-American cuisine that's sure to tantalize your taste buds. Gambino's Eatery, 3rd and Georgia, downtown Louisiana.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. Time now for the Eagle 102 postgame show on KJFM.
Eagle 102 post-game show from Cunningham Field. It's homecoming, Hall of Fame induction night, a lot of festivities at the half, and Louisiana gets shut out 14-0. Scoring recap in the second half, there was no scoring. Banfar led. No, I guess they did score their second touchdown in the third quarter. The 26-yard pass with 2:57 left in the third, and two-point conversion was good. That set the final score at 14-0. And I think the big takeaway here, Corey, you kept the running total. Louisiana just shot themselves in the foot too many times.
And you go back over the past month or so, going back to the South Callaway game through now, before that, the North Callaway game, Crystal City, 3-game stretch there, hardly any penalties. These last 4 games have been a penalty fest. 15 tonight, 15.
That's just obviously too many. You can't. Very rarely are you going to be able to overcome that, and Louisiana was unable to tonight.
Well, you have that, and your defense tonight was acceptable. Holding Van Far to 14 points, and your offense decided that it's going to take a vacation tonight, so and not be able to put a score up on the board, and that's just tough. The last 2 or 3 weeks, the defense just hasn't been there. And you had a little bit of offense, but we didn't even have a little bit tonight. And what little we had, as you guys were talking about, got killed by miscues all night long, and mainly the 15 penalties.
Tough night for the Bulldogs. They go down to defeat 14-0. As Corey mentioned, we'll be back at you next Thursday at 5:30. Is that the?
I believe so.
I think that's when the game kicks off.
5:30 kickoff. Most likely 5 p.m. Pregame.
5 p.m. attempted pregame, 5:10 actual pregame. It should be about the way we do it, but
yeah, and
we have to make sure we get out of skins fairly quick.
Real quick, Eagle 102 Sports tomorrow, Maddie will carry the Louisiana game. Yeah, we'll have it on the streaming video on the Eagle 102 YouTube page where you're watching this currently. Louisiana girls playing districts against Montgomery County in Montgomery County. 1 p.m., 1 o'clock.
Well, I want to thank you all for joining us here this evening once again for Maddie Ingram running the board and offering her engineering expertise in the booth. Thank you, Corey Radford and Kelly Henderson. I'm Rodney Dolbear, and good night.
You've been listening to Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Join us each week as we bring you the best of area high school sports on air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. You can find a full recap of scores online and daily during Eagle 102 Sports, all from your area sports leader, KJFM Radio.